Left lane and 91 south in Cromwell. Again, between 21 and 15, we told you about that. Southington is 84 west between 28 and 25. That's right lane repair work. And still some repair work going on 84 west in the Farmington, West Hartford area, 39A to the Route 9 South ramp. And again, the crash that we referenced earlier is down in New Canaan. It's a two-vehicle crash on the Merritt Parkway northbound between exits 35 and 36 with the left lane closed. Bob Cox with the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
It remains dry out there this afternoon with a mixture of sunshine and clouds until sunset at 6:55 this evening. And temperatures mostly in the upper 40s and low 50s with a southeast wind direction developing. Some of the coastal areas will be the chilliest in the state during the afternoon, especially the late afternoon hours. Tonight we'll see varying amounts of cloudiness, low temperatures between 28 and 34. Friday looks partly to mostly sunny, highs 55 to 60. Clouds increase Friday night a bit, low near 40 degrees. There could be some areas of fog and spotty drizzle around early Saturday. We'll try to get some partial sun to mix in with the clouds during the day, the high near 60. Sunday looks cloudy, windy, and mild with highs in the 60s. There is the chance for a shower or two, but most of the rain will come in Sunday night. There could be some heavier downpours then, even some thunder is not out of the question. Highs Sunday in the 60s. The rain tapers off during Monday, and if that system moves quickly enough, we might even see some clearing later in the day or during the afternoon. Temperatures will tend to trend down through the 50s Monday, and Tuesday's mostly sunny with highs well into the 50s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, another rocky day on Wall Street. The Dow down 446 points. The NASDAQ is down 251. And the S&P is down 59 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
A masterpiece shrouded in mystery, a final work left unfinished, and a performance you won't want to miss. Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra and Hartford Chorale at the Bushnell, March 14th through the 16th for Mozart's Requiem, a powerful and haunting choral work that has captivated audiences for centuries. Led by guest conductor Jack Anthony Pott, this unforgettable program also features symphonies by Haydn and Martinez. Tickets start as low as $10 for students. Call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
If your air conditioner and furnace are over 10 years old, they've pretty much gone to the dogs. But at Ayala Home Services, we can fetch you a free furnace with our 2-for deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a new air conditioning system, you receive a free furnace. We also offer free, no-obligation estimates for these new systems. Call, click, or text and say hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. P1027768A, D1040145, E1185643, S330869, HIC 628926, SM30044646, HOD 635, HOD 223.
Men, this is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love, because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Northeast Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your love life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices in the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Welcome to the new era of
1 minute.
Woods of Farmington.
Thank you, sir.
We're thrilled to announce that our transformative renovations are now complete, and we've truly taken it to the next level for our residents. Discover our stunning new spaces and indulgent 5-star amenities that redefine comfort and care. This is not the same Amber Woods you knew. Call us today at 860-677-1671 or visit amberwoodsof.com to schedule a tour and witness the remarkable changes at Amber Woods. We can't wait to welcome you.
If your air conditioner and furnace are over 10 years old, they've pretty much gone to the dogs. But at Ayala Home Services, we can fetch you a free furnace with our 2-for deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a new air conditioning system, you receive a free furnace. We also offer free, no-obligation estimates for these new systems. Call, click, or text and say hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for... 0277-688-D1040-1465, E118565, S3308-699, HIC 628926, SM304646, HOD 635, HOD 223.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And welcome to your Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a pleasure to be here. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC. Applaud yourselves if you get here early. Now, I don't have to say this all the time. Many people forget. It was like, oh, I got to get the Reese on the radio. I forgot he's on. I forgot. This is the reason why. You got to set your clocks. I know a lot of people do, and I love you, and I respect you for doing it. The opening monologue, some people just say, Reese, it's just you being a windbag. You're right. You're 100% right. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's an opportunity for me to just spew. But today, instead of going long-winded on one subject, I got a couple I need to get into. And we'll get to the most important in a second. We'll get into the most important. And I've got so many ways to go here. Let's start off by the most recent situation that just happened. I would love to send I don't want to say shout out. Let's just say, you know what I'm going to say? I want to give a shout out to the Hartford public school system. Holla at your boy. Pick up the phone and call me. You went to my Facebook page, you went to my YouTube page, whatever the case is. Pick up the phone and call me. If you're looking for a particular audio clip that you might be concerned or interested in, call me directly. I'll share it with you. I'm an open book. If you have some interest in finding out what I'm talking about, just watch the show. Become a fan. Hell, join us in the chat room. Become a scallywag. By the way, what does the Hartford Public School have a marketing division? What are you guys marketing? Failure? What are you marketing? Come down to Hartford City Public Schools. Your kids will learn nothing and will graduate them with honors. Hartford Public Schools, working for nobody. But that not being, I just don't reach out to anyone. The reason why you can't find what you're looking for is because what you're looking for doesn't exist. Never did. If you ever want to know that, pick up the phone and call me. I would have saved you the trouble. Calling everybody else or contacting people at the station, that was a fool's errand. Just contact me. Okay, that's all you have to do. Pick up the phone. I got you covered. But I will tell you this. I'm very, very happy that you're listening now. That was impressive, even for me, to learn that you're listening and you're paying attention. And give it up for Mark in West Hartford as well. It was his doing. We'll talk about the other Hartford scandal. By the way, make sure you're listening. Hartford marketing, Hartford Public School marketing. Make sure you're listening because I've got another alleged scandal going on in the trade schools based upon a phone call, based upon a conversation with someone. And that conversation, you'll never get out of me, and I'll never reveal my source, ever reveal my source. But they are deeply embedded into the Hartford trade school system with deep knowledge about what I'm going to talk about today on the program at about 4:11. So stay tuned for that. Many people believe, I'm sort of hard up on the education system, Hartford in particular. It's the capital city. and this is WTIC. Unfortunately, I can't go after the public schools in Louisiana. We're not there. So WTIC covers Hartford, and this is a scandal. And this is about the people, not about the people or the power players. I don't care anything about you. I don't. You're here to serve them, my audience. So you got a problem with me, pick up the phone. The reason why you called everybody else is because you know that you have no ally here. Just pick up the phone. I'm willing to answer it. Anything you want to know, I'll be happy to let you know. That's one. Two, I understand that a William Tong was on our airwaves this morning. Oh, and was he talking badass? Whoa. Does he have his back up bad? He's running around the countries with attorneys generals, getting all the airtime. Look at me, I'm fighting Trump, tough guy. Come on, seriously. William Tong, you couldn't steal my shoelaces while I was napping in them. Okay? You couldn't. But you talk a good tough one this morning. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. You were talking real tough game today. Clearly, you don't understand a lot that's going on in this country. You're late. And I understand you have your sights on probably becoming governor, Brian said. You want to be governor of the great state of Connecticut. I understand that. You wish to be the governor. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. We got to talk about something in particular that you said. And anybody running against this guy, I want you to listen to this clip. This clip says a lot about Mr. William Tong. This is him talking about checks and balances. And that is going to be everything about what William Tong stands for. This is going to be his angle when it comes to Donald Trump. You see, he's using an adversarial role against Donald Trump to prop himself up. See, Democrats, I'm fighting him. Not working for you. I'm fighting him. You see, if William Tong was fighting for the people of Connecticut, he wouldn't be stopping the Board of Education closure. He'd be assisting in it. He knows that, but he doesn't even understand what they do. He also doesn't understand checks and balances. Let me explain it to you. Here's him talking to Brian about those checks and balances with a few interruptions by yours truly. Listen.
If the president can do whatever the hell the president wants, then Congress becomes optional.
Issue number one, William Tong. Joe Biden went unabated in censoring Americans' right to free speech in social media. He instructed the FBI and all facets of the Department of Justice to go after parents or anyone who wanted to express their freedom or express their dismay with Washington and his administration. Didn't he? He didn't go through Congress. He didn't pass any laws. What about the checks and balances with trying to give people debt relief from their college tuitions? Checks and balances, William Tong, where were you on that? You were siding with it. And when the Supreme Court stopped him, you sided with the president. You didn't believe in checks and balances. And again, you're the top cop of the state of Connecticut. Slow down, homie, slow down. Let's go more.
Right? You don't really need Congress. You can check in with them every once in a while, but you don't need them.
You mean like in 1973 with Roe v. Wade? Why did that law go into effect? Huh? Did it go through Congress? How about gay marriage under the Obama administration? How did that become law? Did that go through Congress? Did that circumvent the people who were elected by their constituents across the country? How about the Affordable Care Act, or commonly known as Obamacare? A tax on citizens. How did that go through? Was that a tax that was levied by Congress? What's this thing you talk about, checks and balances, homie? I don't think you know what you're talking about.
States become optional. Governors, attorneys general, state legislatures become optional.
What becomes optional? Did you stop the president of the United States by filing lawsuits? Yes, you did. You traveled all across the country. You're from Connecticut. You filed the recent lawsuit in Boston. You're the attorney general for the Nutmeg State. You went to Massachusetts. You went down to New York. No checks and balances. You've been able to challenge the president in court. That's the process, dum-dum.
Chris is going to be out of a job if state legislatures are optional. Rights become optional.
Whoa! Rights become optional. That's a new one coming from you. I would like to say two words to you, William Tong. Second Amendment. That's a constitutional right, isn't it? Isn't it? But so your rights become optional. Yeah, apparently they do. You get to pick and choose those, don't you?
And then, if you can do whatever you want, you can hurt whoever you want.
You can hurt whoever you want? Oh, I guess you're right. Watch the last line. This one's beautiful. It was like he was actually setting it up for me. Thanks for thinking of me, William.
Deport whoever you want. You can crush whatever company, whatever university you feel like.
You can crush any company you want. Anybody hear William Tong screaming and hollering about the protests happening over at Tesla? Or as Donald Trump refers to it, Tesla. Huh? You can destroy any company that you want? Where's William Tong screaming and hollering about, we need to stop attacking Tesla cars. We need to stop shooting at them and setting them on fire. No. No, William Tong, not a word. Not a word.
Crushing.
Nobody expects you to be an honest broker in all of this, William Tong. You're a blowhard. You're a blowhard. You come from the Chris Murphy school of saying nothing, but talking too much. That's it. This is nothing more than an opportunity for you. You can do nothing. You filed your lawsuit. You see how it goes. If the president gets his way, you do a lot more talking. You just grab the cameras and you stand in front of them, and then you feign outrage every day. I'm angry. I'm mad. Who'll ever talk to me, I will tell them how angry I am. Good. Come on by. We're on from 3 to 6 p.m. right here on WTIC. Whenever you like, buddy. Whenever you like. You want a platform? Come get it. Come get it, boy. You ready to talk? We ready to talk too. But we know you're not coming. We know you're not coming. You're only going to go to a place where you get to say whatever you want, not be challenged. And even when you are challenged, which Brian was trying his best to do, but he's trying to be respectful. Now, look, I give it to Brian. Brian's not one of those guys who's going to push back on a guy and kind of be a bully. That's my job. Don't you dare take it. Brian's. I know a lot of people give Brian crap, I won't co-sign that. I understand who Brian is, having worked with him, been on the air with him in election day. I get him. I talked to him behind the scenes. I totally understand where he is on all of this, politically, socially, whatever the case is. I totally understand it. So I don't give him a lot of guff. What I do give guff to are the people who come on the airwaves to talk to him and blatantly lie. Because remember, it ain't about Brian, it's about the subject. But William Tong talks a good one. He says he cares about things that we know he doesn't care about. He screams and hollers about rights being circumvented or rights being taken. But ask him about the Second Amendment. He don't want that heat. He doesn't want that smoke. He can't have a conversation about that. These guys want to have conversations on their terms. That's what they do. That's who they are. And trust me when I tell you, William Tong, Lamont, Murphy, Blumenthal, who's the other one? Gosh, his name is escaping me, and I got the audio. Larson. All of you guys, I'll tell you right now, you don't want to talk to anyone who's in opposition to you. You don't want to have that real conversation. But let me tell you something that you don't know. Your people, your constituents who listen to this network and this program, they're dying for you to come on here. They believe that you can take me. They're asking themselves every day, damn, why doesn't he go on there? He would totally annihilate this Reese on the Radio guy. But trust me, all of you who are wishing that they would come on, they won't. Because as usual, per usual, they fail you. They're here to fail you. That's all I want. That's all I want. Just come on. Just come on. Just do it for them, the people you claim to be fighting for. I know you won't. It's okay. It's all right. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't feel any particular way. I don't sit up in the home and goes, why would he come on my show? I know. Trust me. I know. I just know. All right. Beyond that, let's go one step further. Today, folks, I am going to do something that I've been dying to do for 2 weeks. The crazy part is, in one breath, it is funny as hell. But the subject matter is incredibly serious. And it's a bit that I've been doing since my podcasting days, since 2015. It's a bit I call Negro nonsense. You will laugh. You will cry. I really, really don't want you to be driving when you hear this segment. But it will be controversial. And the audio that I have for you today in what will be a weekly series for as long as they'll have me, because trust me, we might get fired. This segment should scare the hell out of you. And it's really serious. It's really, really serious. So expect that. I think we're going to talk about that, if I'm looking at this, roughly about 4:40. We're going to talk about this just after the stupidest thing I read today. We'll have that. And we'll take your phone calls. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. We'll take your phone calls. We got all of that more. We got weather with Jason Catarinas and, of course, traffic with Mark Christopher when we return. So stick around. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Connecticut hospitals care for more than just patients. They care for our workforce, creating 245,000 jobs. They care for our economy as the largest employer in Connecticut. They care for our communities, connecting residents to health screenings, nutritious food, and stable housing. And they care for our future, making healthcare accessible, equitable, and affordable. Connecticut hospitals create real change by caring for Connecticut. Learn more at caringforct.org.
Ever feel like there aren't enough hours in the day? If you get busy or miss your favorite show, don't worry. With Rewind, available exclusively on the free Odyssey app, you can stream your favorite shows on demand. You know your day is better with us. Get the news that matters to you from the local voices you trust. No matter what you're up to, give it a try. To get started, download the free Odyssey app and search for your station. That's AUDACY.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance. but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Waterbury's police chief calls it the worst treatment of humanity I've ever witnessed. Fernando Spagnolo, who has over 30 years in law enforcement, made the comments at a news conference this morning. This after a woman, 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, allegedly held her 32-year-old stepson captive in their home for more than 20 years. The victim was found after authorities say he set fire to the Blake Street house on February 17th to escape mental, physical abuse, as well as starvation. Bristol police have released the name of a man killed in an early morning crash on Wednesday. They say Logan Panett crashed the vehicle at Witches Rock and Cove Roads. The investigation there ongoing. Volunteer member of the Wolcott School PTO in West Hartford is charged with stealing money from the organization. Jennifer McAdam charged. Police say they were alerted to the irregularities last fall. She's charged with larceny and illegal use of a payment card. New Haven police say the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is now arranging a meetup between 26-year-old Andrea Reyes and her father, Carlos. Andrea's mother, who did not have custody of her, kidnapped her in 1999 and took her to Mexico, where she was found. A day before a shutdown deadline, Senate Democrats mounting a last-ditch protest over a Republican-led spending bill that has already passed the House. Democrats want to slap limits on President Trump and Elon Musk in their efforts to gut the federal government. Pentagon secrets leaker Jack Teixeira has pleaded guilty to military charges of obstructing justice. In his address to the judge at his court-martial today, Teixeira called himself a proud patriot and claimed that he had exposed former President Joe Biden's lies about the war in Ukraine. WTIC News Time, 3:32. Here's the forecast.
For the rest of our Thursday afternoon, lots of clouds around. Now tonight it'll be partly cloudy, so we may be able to sneak some glimpses of the lunar eclipse tonight. It'll be chilly though, the low down to 35. Now Friday, a warming trend's going to kick in that'll last all the way through the weekend. We're going to mix of clouds and sun on our Friday. Pleasant with the high up to 57 to round out the week. Friday night, clear to partly cloudy, then late night low clouds with the low down to 40. Saturday, mostly cloudy, though a touch milder with the high moving up to 59. Low clouds linger throughout the day on Sunday. It'll be windy and warmer, the high moving up to 64. Now, windy Sunday night with some rain, some of it heavy at times, could lead to some flash flooding, the low down to 52. Now, Monday, cloudy and cooler in the wake of a frontal passage, breezy in the afternoon. Still mild, though, the high of 56. Tuesday, plenty of sun, the high of 54. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
From the WTIC 24-hour traffic network, Woodbridge on the Wilbur Cross Parkway northbound side. We see the backups between exits 56 and 59. Looks like a vehicle fire there near 59 that has the right lane blocked. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Hartford area attorneys. Phyllis McCutcheon, licensed in Connecticut. Online at CordellCordell.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on unlimited welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Hartford Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou.
Rama, I
He's
know
like
you are excited for Negro nonsense. You are not going to recognize it, my friend.
800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1
then
million
again, maybe you will.
in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
A masterpiece shrouded in mystery, a final work left unfinished, and a performance you won't want to miss. Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra and Hartford Chorale at the Bushnell, March 14th through the 16th for Mozart's Requiem, a powerful and haunting choral work that has captivated audiences for centuries. Led by guest conductor Jack Anthony Pott, this unforgettable program also features symphonies by Haydn and Martinez. Tickets start as low as $10 for students. Call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
The law firm of Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott understands that divorce can be intimidating, and the decisions you make today will impact your life forever. Divorce is complicated. There's a lot at stake when considering your future. At Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott, our team of family attorneys have over 100 years of combined experience and understand every family law case is different. At BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer, you get a full-service law firm. Call us at 860-CALL-BPS or visit bpslawyers.com. Katie Bissonette is responsible for the content of this ad.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS.
1 minute. Thank you,
get
sir.
Scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different.
I thought we'd never
TRA
get
is here
there.
to tell you that if you owe
I gotta play the commercials, man.
I know, I
$50,000
know.
or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481.
Here we go.
800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Let's get to those phones because I got plenty of stuff to get into right now. Calling all the way from Niagara Falls and somebody that I know and love. Polly is calling. How are we doing, dear?
Hey there, all my. Listen, this is not directly to do with Connecticut,
right?
But it can affect it. I think the whole eastern coast.
Yeah.
The COs and what our governor in New York, Kathy Hochul, has done to these COs who've been picketing because they've been having to work 24, 36 hours straight.
Wow.
The AG, the state attorney general, sent a memorandum along with Kathy Hochul, who's a tyrant, coercive incarceration may be a good thing. actually said that.
Wait a minute. So
Again,
saying that the corrections officers who are protesting they're protesting in Albany, if I remember that correctly, Polly, right?
well, that's where they went to.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They went to City Hall, right, in
Yeah.
Albany. And so are they suggesting that those protesters could see prison time for that?
Yeah. That's,
Wow.
The state attorney general said, coercive incarceration may be a good remedy.
There's
or
something.
to that effect.
Do you know what's so similar to what you're talking about? And again, you're near Niagara Falls, so you would know. You know, this sounds eerily similar to what Trudeau did a couple of years with the trucker strike. Remember? Where he was shutting down the banks and keeping, families from feeding their families. Yeah, this is sounding eerily similar. I always find it odd, Polly, don't you, that the people who scream that, certain individuals are a threat to democracies are always doing the most totalitarian fascist things known to man. Thought would suggest. Now, remember, the same people who are protesting Mahmoud Khalid for, wanting to destroy Western America or Western civilization, that guy, all of the politicians are supporting, while here, corrections officers who keep the prisons safe and are part of the police department are being threatened with imprisonment for protesting.
And not only that, and a few sheriffs in different counties actually came out and said, like, look, because they also if they quit, they can't get a New York State job.
Wow. That's right. She's planning on barring them from any employment at all, working for the state.
It's total fascist. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, there's no other way to call it. It's not just it's fascist. It's totalitarian. It's insane. Damn, Polly. I read the story. I saw it, and I haven't been on our sister station, WBEN, for a while. But I did see. I always check in to find out what's going on, and I did see that story. So thank you for giving us the heads up on it.
Wait. It's
quick.
It's not just New York. It's probably gonna flow through, I think, the eastern coast of what is going on. It's probably a way to shut down prisons, but it's totalitarianism at its finest. It's unbelievable. But one other quick thing.
Yes.
I just heard in Maine, the Maine Supreme Court ruled against a parent who sued their 5-year-old daughter, got forced injected in, I think, 2020 with the mRNA experimental. And
that's right.
Without parental consent. And the Supreme Court ruled it was okay because it was an emergency.
That's right.
Under the PrEP Act. Yeah.
I heard that yesterday too. Thank you, Polly. Much appreciated. Always thank you for listening.
Alrighty.
You got it. Let's go to Ray in Middletown. How are we, Ray?
Hey, Reese, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, thanks for calling all these guys out, man. They are just a bunch of hypocrites. It's time to change things around here. Let me tell you.
Again, this is, I don't think these guys, there might be, in my view, I feel like guys like Chris Murphy, as I called him out yesterday, when these guys put these videos out, I don't think that they have a long memory. I think that they're just not paying attention. The stuff that they're screaming about is the stuff that they were the quietest about during the Biden administration. They weren't stepping up. There was no reason to, which I understand. And they were never called to the carpet to explain their support of said action. So now when Trump is out, everybody's on Front Street screaming and hollering wherever camera will point at them. And then when you push back on some of the stuff that they're now, against, they have no answer for it. And that's the reason why I said, look, if these guys really want to be challenged, if they really want to get people on their side, they got to do shows like mine or Tom's or anybody else for that matter and address the elephant in the room, the lie that suggests that this is only or never okay, no matter which administration.
Amen, brother. Hey, I hope you get the gig.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. We got 3 out of 4 votes. That's all we need. It reminds me of something in the past. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. So, folks, stick around because in the 4 o'clock hour, just after the stupidest thing I read today, which is about after 4:30, we're going to do our first installment of Negro Nonsense. I promise you. The bit is funny, but the story is serious, and it's really serious. A couple of you out there may have heard it already. I'm only teasing it because I want you to be here for it. My wife heard the segment, and she says, "You really going to go on air with that?" I went, "Yep." And she says, "All right, your funeral." I went, "Okay." And I love her. I love her support. You got to have a woman like that. But when you say you're going to do something, your wife says, "All right, I'm behind you." So I love her for that. Also coming up, we've got to talk about the Hartford Trade School story. That's coming up at 4:11. I'm going to break down the story that was brought to me. I have a couple of details that I can share with you. The details are sketchy, and it's the only way that I can tell you is that according to the source, what's happening in the schools are putting teachers and administrators in a very dangerous position. Now, this one goes against the story that I've already told. By the way, for those of you who wish to know, Hartford Schools Marketing, just so you know, I just got a text message from Janet Serrano. No, I will not be sharing it. Do not contact my office for it, okay? But yes, I just got a text from her. I might share with you guys a little bit of what that text is about, but I won't be sharing it with them unless they give me a call. But Hartford schools, according to this, I can't call them a whistleblower. I can't because they cannot come forward. They are scared to come forward because this would affect their livelihood. But the story that's going on in the trade schools is dangerous. And I don't, when I hear these stories, folks, in the school system, there's a part of me that kind of says, I don't know if it's a good deal to leave the education system to the states. When you hear this story, you'll be thinking that too. Because if there's no, the Board of Education wasn't doing anything for these schools anyway. There was no real oversight, as it were. Like the curriculum is the curriculum and they'll do what it is that they do. But if indeed that this story that someone's coming forward to talk about, if this is true, parents of special needs children, you got to step up because the welfare of those children is in danger, allegedly. And when I tell you about this, again, a lot of people are going to be like, what? It makes no sense to me. But it has everything to do with numbers. That's all it is. It's always, at the end of the day, it's about numbers. It's about money. It's about numbers. It's always corrupt. That's what it's always about. And we'll lay all that out. There's too much to lay out now. But I'll lay it all out at 4:11. So stick around for that. I'm not going to take any phone calls at that break. I need you to hear every part of it. When I tell you to call is when you can call and you can opine about it afterwards. All right? Before we go to a break, let's go to Fred in Middletown. How we doing, Fred?
Hey, good. Real quick on the state versus federal control, I would say going from federal to state is at least from the pan back into the fire, you know.
You're talking about the Board of Education going, giving the rights back to state. Yeah.
Eliminating it.
Yeah.
As far as Tong goes, it's such an appropriate nickname, Attorney Genital Tong. He is he's a regular on the Byron show, and Gary calls him a friend. And so, Byron tried, just like, what's his name there, Brian does.
Yeah, Brian tried to. Yeah, I heard the whole interview. He tried.
I didn't hear all of it, yeah. But so Byron asked Tong, so if my 14-year-old says he wants to cut his deal off, and I say, wait till you're 16, and he says, no, I want to already be stealing other chicks' boyfriends by the time I'm 16. And he says, well, let's just wait till you're 16. So his son calls Attorney Tong. Attorney Tong is going to send the state police and say, stand back, like you're not going to get between your kid and, so-called.
Yeah, exactly. And the Attorney General, in essence, saying that when it comes to gender-affirming care, your child is now a ward of the state.
Right. And that's New World Order stuff all the way. That's UN. I got to underscore what White Mike yesterday said when they say gender affirming, they mean spay and neuter. I think that was him. Somebody said that.
I don't know if he did say that, but that's a great line. That is
it sounds like him. If it wasn't him, he would have said it sooner.
Oh, he would have said totally. That's. I'm sorry. I'm going to attribute it to him, even if he didn't say it. But it's brilliant.
Yeah. He deserves one.
Much appreciated, sir. You got it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, spade and neuter your teenager. That's insane. I love it. Yes, I saw that, Brandon. I am going to talk about that today in the 5 o'clock hour. If you DoorDash. Now, look, for a state that's so concerned about congestion, so concerned about climate change, so concerned about renewable energy, wanted to mandate EV vehicles, why they would put taxes on your DoorDash, which in essence, right? What happens if you're DoorDashing? You're not driving on the road. Limited traffic. Now they're going to tax that, which is so typical of places like Connecticut. California, I mean, did you see what Gavin Newsom lost? 16,000 jobs as soon as he raised the delivery wage for pizzerias and like pizza and all that other stuff to $20. 16,000 jobs lost in an instant. It's insane. Anyway, we'll get into that much more when we return. Stick around. It's Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-234-2716. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now, 800-234-2716.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling
Roland,
Ox
is there
Car
a
Care
reason
now.
why
Call
I'm
Ox
echoing?
Car Care
Like
for your free
sometimes I
quote.
echo and sometimes I don't.
800-234-2716. Ask discounts.
I don't know. It's not on my end.
Call
I know it's not. I don't change anything on my end. Like some days, no echo, another day, echo. It's weird.
Ben, this is Dale for Northeast Men's.
You're hearing yourself echo?
Yeah. About how treating low testosterone can improve.
Like
your
right
sleep,
now,
your
nothing.
workouts,
As soon as
your
we go on
energy
air and you
levels,
push that
and more.
mic,
But
all
today
of a
I
sudden
wanna
echo.
talk about
And
your
it doesn't
sex
happen
drive,
all the time
because
when
low
you
testosterone can have a
when you set
significant
me up,
impact on
comes
your
in
desire
clear.
for intimacy.
But other
It can
days,
even
then
be
it
a factor
echoes.
in
It's like there's
erectile
something
dysfunction.
else
And
on.
If you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship,
And
then low sex
sometimes, like in the
drive
middle
could
of me
really be a
talking,
problem. The
it'll
good
be
news is that if you're
sound
like
just
most
like
guys,
this,
treating
and then
it
all of a
low-key
sudden
could
it'll
really
click
change the way you feel
and
about
start into
sex,
echo,
giving
and
you
then it'll
back that
disappear.
flame
It's
and
like a
desire
weird
that
thing.
is
I don't
so
know what it is.
important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish,
I don't know, man.
All
All
right.
this shit is old anyway, too.
Yeah, I can't wait
First of
until
all,
the
if your sex
refurbish.
drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Northeast Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on
Trick Step
testosterone
says
the
it
day of
is
your
in the
appointment,
X
your
feed.
visit is
And
free.
yeah,
Call
yes, I did.
800-930-5956.
Thank you.
Because
Because right now it's perfect.
930
Oh, it's in the, they can hear it in the
They
next
can hear it
feed.
in the X feed,
We have
and
5 offices in the Northeast
Facebook
to
can't
serve you.
hear it.
Northeast
Oh, no, okay,
Men's
somebody on
Health, a
Facebook said they
Promedic
can hear it,
restorative
too.
health practice.
Yeah.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN's birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. Visit NordVPN and discover the benefits. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Encrypt your online traffic. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro. Get the special birthday deal at nordvpn.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN.
And do you know what it is? It sounds like a concert
Welcome to
echo
Staples.
kind
I
of
hear
deal. You know what I
Staples
mean?
prints it all for any business.
Oh, like an echo.
Like a band shell. Like if I'm in a band shell,
It's a
yeah.
place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
Landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like
That's why you should be in the building.
$250 off your print purchase.
Yes, I knew you would say it. I felt it. I felt it coming on.
Price match guarantee valid in store and Staples.
Here we go.
Visit staples.com/.
See how it sounds now.
You got it.
It's Reese on the Radio. Ask your doctor if common sense is right for you. Right for you. On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Oh, we are back. It's Reese on the Radio. Yeah, still there a little bit. I've got to talk about there's this app, just briefly. And I don't know if this is a good idea, but whoever thought of this, it was genius and dangerous at the same time. And I probably am going to make it the question of the day. Apparently, there is an app that allows you to report on illegals in real time and earn cryptocurrency in the process. I'm not going to promote this site because they don't advertise here, and I don't want anybody getting in trouble, like if they get into a dangerous situation. I can't, but if you want to look up the article, you can, if you want. But apparently there's a new interactive app operating on the blockchain. Now it lets everybody or everyday American citizens report illegal immigrants and illegal activity in real time. The founder of this company, who has a long history in the cryptocurrency space, told journalists that the app can help take the strain off law enforcement by letting citizens provide initial data in real time. He's currently looking or talking to officials in the DHS and the federal, local, and state agencies. They're never going to allow him to do this. Never going to allow him to do this. It seems that the company has the potential to balance budgets, pay down debt, and put millions back in the pockets of millions of people who work or who were abandoned by the Biden administration in 2021. So again, this app that in essence allows you to take a picture of the illegal activity that you see, send it to this app, and assist in the arrest, prosecution, and deportation, if you will, of said individual or individuals, and you get cryptocurrency for us. Like what is it? Crime Stoppers. You know, like winning a $10,000 reward, all that good stuff. But I don't know. For me, I don't think it's a good idea. Would you download the app? And I know there's some people out there who would download the app for this reason. They like cryptocurrency and they would love to be a part of it. Other people, on the other hand, are kind of zealots on this issue. And be like, oh, I can get these people out of the country? I'm in. But I want to know if it's something that you would be interested in. Would you download an app and assist in ICE deportations? Like I said, I'm not going to promote that on these airways, but if you want to look it up, you can. I'm not even going to put it on ReeseOnTheRadio.com. But if you have any interest in it, you can. Let's see if I can take Corey in Meriden real quick with this topic. Corey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Reese? How you been, man?
Would you download this?
No. And I need to highlight this because if people aren't paying attention to the news stories across the nation right now,
yeah,
I know you're on Twitter. A few of us are. All that other stuff. The amount of swattings that have now happened on journalists, alone in the past 48 hours, is absolutely stupid. If you start allowing people to download stuff to these apps, you're going to have political enemies have pictures of houses with people coming in and out of them having swattings going on. This is the worst decision they could have ever put out.
Told you, exactly. Again, as soon as I saw it, I said, this, again, as I said in my opening monologue yesterday, technology in the wrong hands, man. You can't make it available to everybody. You are 100%. I didn't even think about the swatting thing, Corey. Thank you. I'm glad I took your call, buddy. I'm so glad I did. You got it. All right, folks, let's get our first check of the weather and the traffic this afternoon. Jason Catarina's got your weather. And, of course, our good friend Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, if you're heading...
Hey, you want to go to Access 2, see what happens?
Got delays east Harper,
yeah, sure.
the bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Eastbound 84 slows just after 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the tunnel. Southbound 91 delay.
I got nothing on Access 2. Hold on. I may have to disconnect it and then try again. There we go. Let's see. Nope. He's got to turn it on. Nope. Unless there's a new Access 2. No, there's nothing there. Nope. Access 2 does not have.
In West Haven.
No.
Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC
Well, the rest of our Thursday afternoon, lots of clouds around. Partly cloudy tonight. May be able to catch a glimpse of the lunar eclipse, but chilly, the low down to 35. Now, Friday, we're going to kick in a warming trend that'll last all the way through the weekend, so not as cool with a blend of clouds and sunshine for our Friday, the high of 57. Saturday, mostly cloudy but milder with a high of 59. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC. News
Roland, can you hear me?
Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey.
Oh, there's nothing there.
FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock Hartford, temperature 53 degrees. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. A 32-year-old man who set fire to a Waterbury home where he was held captive for 20 years so firefighters would rescue him is now receiving care for critical injuries sustained in that fire and during his time in captivity. His stepmother, 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, allegedly locked him away in a small room with minimal food and water from the age of 11 until that fire was set back on February 17th. She is now say in an arrest warrant other family members knew about the situation, including the boy's now deceased father and 2 stepsisters. At a news conference today, Waterbury Police Chief Fred Spagnuolo said there's no record of his office hearing from the principal of the school from which he was pulled or the Department of Children and Families.
Well, the officer didn't have that information. So this former principal is now disclosing all this information, and I believe in the news clips
on the other hand, you can hear me, right?
That he was making calls to DCF and other agencies. Waterbury Police were never notified.
All right, well, let's see.
Particular principal.
All right, you got
it.
Waterbury Police did respond to other inquiries concerning the residents.
The only contact we had was back in April of 2005 when we were notified to conduct that welfare check. And again, we're looking for those records now to determine where that investigation may have gone, but there was no further reported information to the Waterbury Police Department.
DCF says in a statement it has looked at its current and historical databases and haven't been able to locate any records pertaining to the family. State Senate Republicans are demanding answers and accountability. Groton State Senator Heather Summers serves on the legislature's Public Health Committee.
First of all, what happened with DCF? How did they drop this case? And secondly, we've learned that the boy was pulled out of school. Why didn't the school district follow up? Why was he missing? Kids just don't disappear from school without someone following up.
Judge has ruled that some Trump administration, some of the that were fired, some of the probationary workers that were fired by the administration across multiple federal agencies must be reinstated. The judge says the ousters didn't follow federal law. Rehiring those workers, though, will be a problem. CBS's Jake Rosen.
That offer is obviously complicated because a lot of these people have turned in their government devices. There are no offices for a lot of these people to go to, especially in the case of some of these groups who have had their offices shut down or who were told to not go to work.
State attorneys general, including William Tong of Connecticut, suing the White House again. This time, they're trying to stop President Trump and Elon Musk from dismantling the Department of Education, one of several agencies under attack.
The scale of these attacks, the damage and destruction that we're seeing, we're in the middle of negotiating a state budget right now. How are we supposed to act?
Trick Step, I'll check into that. Thank you.
The people and the students and the children and the families of this state in such uncertainty when the rug is literally being pulled out from under us.
This week, the White House said the department would be firing half its workforce on its way to a total shutdown. State prosecutors, though, say the executive branch doesn't have the authority to unilaterally take down entire agencies. The administration's envoy is in Moscow for meetings on the ceasefire deal worked out between the U.S. and Ukraine, but Russia's Vladimir Putin has expressed reservations. President Trump says he's ready to talk.
We have to get this war over with, and you'll be back to
So do I, Fritz. I love root beer.
Life. And maybe we're close. We're getting words that things are going okay in Russia, and it doesn't mean anything until we hear what the final outcome is.
Closing bell report sponsored by Bouvier Insurance. The Dow down 462, NASDAQ down 366, S&P down 84 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hey, Green Gobbler here.
Hold on a minute.
Thank you, sir. Natural. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Don't forget, folks, we have got, it's still there. We've got the stupidest thing I read today. In just a couple of minutes, we're going to talk about this story that I'm calling it a whistleblower for the lack of a better word because they're not coming forward at any time. But they let me in on a concern that is inside the trade schools in Hartford Public Schools. And again, most of this is, what's happening is not alleged, but what they believe it's happening for is alleged. So I'm going to make sure that I make that clear throughout this piece so that you know. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up after the first break when we get to traffic and weather with Mark Christopher and Jason Catarinas. Who, by the way, thank you guys for allowing me, you guys didn't give me any guff, but I wanted to show you some love on the show so that people know what you look like so they can put a face with the name when we do that little piece. So, you guys, in essence, back me up. So I kind of want to back you up, and I appreciate you. You guys have always been gracious. And I want to say to Mark Christopher, who always engages with me in conversation, which a lot of people in the audience like. They like hearing his opinion on some of the stuff that we talk about. And Jason Catarinas, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I know I can speak for Roland, we get a huge kick out of when you respond to something we're talking about. It's like, for us, it's sort of like reaching the pinnacle to hear you opine about something we like, of course, your reference about Reese's peanut butter candies. But we love it when you jump in a little bit. It's fun, and we get a huge kick out of it. So keep doing it, and I hope that we at least entertain you enough to join in. We kind of feel like it's a team effort in doing that. So stick around. We've got that. And like I said, Hartford trade schools, we got that going on. And then we're going to talk about Negro nonsense, the thing you do not want to miss when we come back in the 4:30 break. Now, the aforementioned Jason Catarinas got your weather, and Mark Christopher, who's in the BPS Traffic Center. I just want to say thank you, Mark, for letting me show you some love on the Reese on the Radio, at least the video version, so people can see your face. You know what I mean?
What a face it is!
Oh, no, come on. My wife said that you look like William Shatner's Star Trek days.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
But we're talking season 3. That's what she said.
Yeah,
but still good looking.
The 60s was that 69, 70.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, she says you look like season 3 Captain Kirk.
I'll take that. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, you got delays 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is tied up. Approaching the Bulky Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 91 delays Hartford 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're northbound 91, that looks good. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291 384 okay east of the river. If you're heading 2 eastbound, looking good. Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound, a little slow at the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound, some sluggish traffic from from exit 23 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound, slowing by exit 18 in Waterbury. Now, if you're traveling northbound on the Parkway, look for slow traffic now from exit 56 up to 59 in New Haven. We had an earlier accident and a vehicle fire there. Looks like that's out of the way. Southbound Parkway is slowing now from 60 down to 59. South 95 tied up 46 in New Haven down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
I feel like Mark missed an opportunity to do the traffic and Shatner voice. 35 tonight. Anyway, I digress. Not as cool for us on Friday. Up to clouds and sun, the high of 59. Clear to partly cloudy Friday evening. Some late night low clouds rolling in. The low down to 41. Now, milder over the weekend, at least on Sunday. Mostly cloudy day on Saturday, the high 59. Sunday, again, cloudy, windy, and warmer, the high moving up to 64. Now, Sunday night, going to have to watch out. Some evening rain, some of it heavy. Could be a thunderstorm in there, too. That occasional rain and a thunderstorm late could lead to some flash flooding, the low down to 52. Monday, cloudy, cooler, breezy in the afternoon, but still mild, the high of 56 for us. Right now, it is 48 in Waterbury, 52 in Danbury, 54 in Bristol, and 55 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice.
Yeah, let's go back to 4 because
okay,
you come in better on this end with 4. So I have when you're set up, we don't change nothing here. So I don't know why sometimes it does it.
I think what I'm doing is I think my voice is popping something, causing it to happen. That's what I think it is. It almost feels like it's like a short would happen. It's weird.
Okay.
That's what I think is going on. But, all right, I'll switch it now.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert.
Sorry, guys. Thanks for being so patient with us.
50111 or visit columbiadental.com.
If your air conditioner and furnace are over 10 years old, they've pretty much gone to the dogs. But at Ayala Home Services, we can fetch you a free furnace with our 2-for deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a new air conditioning system, you receive a free furnace. We also offer free, no-obligation estimates for these new systems. Call, click, or text and say hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. P1027768A, D1040145, E1185643, S3308699, HIC 628926, SM3004646, HOD 635, HOD 223.
Seems every
1 minute.
days, gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5s and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
President of the Chris Murphy Fan Club, Reese on the Radio, on News Talk 1080, WTIC.
We're back. And as I promised, because somebody called me and said, Reese, are you going to talk about that story you mentioned? And I teased it, and I did not do the story. So I asked for your forgiveness for not talking about it yesterday. But okay, so let me give you the background of how this happened. So, of course, as we're talking about the Janet Serrano story that's, involved with Leslie Torres Rodriguez, as we're talking about that, I've got one person listening to the show who's an avid listener and had wanted desperately to call me and just couldn't do it, couldn't bring themselves, but it was eating away at them. And I immediately, when I talked to this person, I immediately started thinking of Janet. And this thing is like, as it's happening, you know that it's wrong, but if you say something, no one is going to back you up. No one's going to have you. You're going to lose your job. You've got a family. You've got, you have no real support with the exception of your family. And in this town, if they turn on you for being that whistleblower, it's over. No one comes to your aid. And you're on an island. I get that. Trust me, I understand. But they couldn't help themselves. So he sent me a message, got the message to me, and asked me to talk to them. I did. This is how they laid it out. So it is, it's not believed. This is going on. Special needs kids are being put inside the trade school system in the public school system, according to this person. And when I heard special needs I know that that is wide-ranging. Special needs what? ADHD? Special needs English as a second language? What are we talking about here? And the person relayed to me that special needs, meaning developmental, autistic, in that realm. Their concern was the biggest danger in all of that is this is a trade school, and in many of the classes, they're dealing with saws and drills and dangerous instruments inside the classrooms. There has even been an accident with a teacher, a severe one. Didn't take their lives, but it was a severe one, according to this individual. And their concern is that they have to keep their eye on these children, especially. In essence, they're flooding the zone with kids that teachers are obviously going to have to keep a closer eye on, because there are dangerous pieces of equipment inside these classrooms that could kill them. The kids that are in this school system under these trade schools, they go on to start businesses. They eventually go, if they're in this classroom to become a carpenter or whatever the case may be, an electrician, HVAC, whatever it is that they're learning in these schools, because I don't know. I know nothing about what half of these schools teach, but whatever it is, those kids go on to improve their lives in the industry that they're working in inside these schools. The transfer rate of the kids who go to these trade schools into the professional world is considerable. It is unlike the public schools. If you are working in these trade schools, you are going into the business, you are going to become an apprentice, or you're going to start your own business. The person also relayed to me, now this is their personal belief, that there are two things that are happening. One, they don't believe that the administration likes the schools because of what it produces. And what it produces, more than not likely, conservatives. These young people learn skills with their hands. They learn how to run a business. And then they go on to be entrepreneurs themselves. These people, because they're taught how to run a business in that field, they understand how small businesses work, and their ideology more than likely comes out conservative. This particular individual believes that they are trying to sabotage the schools so that success rate dies. Because the school is pretty much judged on who leaves. You know how most schools are judged? What's your graduation rate? How many kids left your school who ended up going into the field that they were learning? Those numbers are important to the school, this particular school or this school system. It's important. Why? Because the results mean more funding. The results means more backing. Wow, you guys had a 95, graduation rate, and out of that 95, 85% ended up going into the field of business that they learned in the school. That's a great success rate. More funding, more promotion. Maybe that's why they have a marketing team. Anyway, more funding toward that school. I'm saying it in a very, draconian and very unintelligent way, but you get my meaning. That's what this is for. Because this school isn't, a place where you send kids who are unruly, right? You don't send them to shop because the kids can't learn English or can't learn math. The reason for this school is for the kids to learn a trade inside the public school system, right? They are breeding entrepreneurs in the trade who will work in Connecticut. This person is concerned that they're trying to destroy that from within. Part of it is by bringing in special needs kids. That if the teachers have to pay more attention to those students, they don't pay very close attention to the kids that wish to achieve. You flood the zone with a bunch of kids who are not going to go on to careers in those fields. what happens with those numbers? Your graduation rates plummet. The people who leave the school going on to start more and more businesses in those fields plummet. The usefulness of that program dies. That's the way they look at it. But the crazy part is why would you put children who clearly would have trouble in those areas and put them in danger? I mean, you're putting people's children in harm's way. Now, I don't know if the parents know about this. I don't know if the parents are even in on it. I don't know why this would be, but again, the person who called me, they're under the impression that this is purposeful. And he believes that a lot of other teachers in the business agree with him. See, now it's gone, Roland. It just disappeared.
That's mad.
Yeah. He believes that the school system knows that it's happening. They're doing it on purpose, and they're trying to destroy them. Now, I don't know if he's paranoid, but I have to ask the question, why would you be putting special needs kids in these classrooms? These are dangerous circumstances. These are dangerous situations that you're putting a child in. Saws, drills. Somebody's going to lose an arm. Somebody's going to lose a finger, or worse. Oh, you lost the video feed because I didn't put it back on. But that's what all of this is about. I'll go to the phones. I got Walter on the line. Walter's calling from his cell phone. Walter, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are we doing, sir?
Good. My son went to tech schools. The state runs the tech schools.
Right.
And discipline is tough. You know, each school has a state cop at the school. And
wow.
they don't allow, at least the ones my son went to, they don't allow a lot of fooling around, but there are problems.
But what do you make of this particular individual inside the school with having special needs children? And we're not talking, again, not ADHD kids. We're talking about developmentally challenged children inside the school who need obvious, closer care than any other kid would inside these rooms where there are dangerous tools.
Yeah. I'd have, there probably are some. I'd have to ask my sons and see. There were some tough kids there.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you believe, and if you do know, please share, but do you believe that these kids were put into those schools? Like, let's say it was a hard-nosed kid, got into fights, blah, 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 and they thought that getting him into this class, he would find some interest in this, like in these tech schools, and maybe he could sort of divert that energy to something where we're working in something useful? Do you think that was the reason they were put in? Because that I've got no problem with. If you take those problem kids and you put them in a classroom where they're going to be using their hands and learning engineering or learning, what other shop there is, that's a great place for those kids.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that because, like I said, the discipline is a lot higher there than I think in a lot of the public schools.
Indeed. And plus, more than likely, there are men there. So they're sort of like that,
yeah.
You know what I mean? There are men there, men who work with their hands, so they have a particular set of skills, sounding like Liam Neeson, a particular set of skills who know how to reach those kids in those areas of teaching them, look, like finishing a project, seeing it built with their bare hands. It's a sense of accomplishment, and they can convey that from man to boy, if you get my meaning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But and even with with all the hands-on and so forth, there was a lot of kids, my sons would tell them they would just not do the work. It was, kind of disappointing. They had the opportunity, but they don't take advantage of it.
Yeah. But and you said that your son went to trade. How far removed from that school is he? And did he continue in the same vein after he left?
Okay, so he continued. Electrical.
Oh, okay.
Electrical program.
Wow.
With electrical, you either go to the apprenticeship in the unions.
Okay.
Or if your family is, you gotta get so many hours in until you become a journeyman, and then from a journeyman into a master and so forth.
Okay, so this is the same thing that my caller was telling me about. In essence, like that in essence is what their success rate is. The stuff that they learn in school, they do take into their regular lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's exactly what my point was. I appreciate you, Walter. Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Let's go to let's go Dan. Dan's in Waterbury. How are you, Dan? Dan?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, have you guys looked into the story in Waterbury about the man being held captive?
Yeah, of course I have. Everybody's saying that there's going to be deeper roots than that, but I'm probably going to cover that tomorrow. I need one more phone call, and then I'm going to talk about that.
DCF is saying they haven't visited their house. There's two conflicting stories. They pulled the kid out of school.
20 years ago, DCF has got those records?
They say they don't have them anymore.
Of course they don't. They probably shredded them on week one.
It's very,
of course it's suspicious.
Suspect.
Of course.
They don't want to answer any questions or nothing like that.
And they're not going to. And don't forget what Governor Murphy said about. Governor Murphy. Whoa! Don't let that come to fruition. Governor Lamont said about them. DCF is doing a good job. DCFers are great. They're doing a great job. They're great people. Thank you, buddy. Let's go to Dave in Bristol. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Reese. Good show. Real quick on the trade school stuff.
Yes.
I have two sons, 18 and 22. My 18-year-old is going to be graduating from his second round. He's going to be a licensed or certified welder and a certified precision.
Wow, they get
machine.
certified in the school.
They get certified to do the basics to get in to become like an apprentice.
Wow.
So this is like a work environment. You
Right.
go in, they do not let anybody mess around. Their behavior standards are very strict. You might get one warning.
Yeah.
Sometimes not even one. They'll boot you. I mean, there's only 20 to 30 spots in each field.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to apply for them a year in advance. You have to have
Yeah,
good
they
grades,
say
you have to have-
according to my whistleblower, they've changed the system a little bit. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but there's a lottery system that's being applied now. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, I'll give
Okay.
you a quick one on that. That goes back about 3 or 4 years ago. They started instituting DEI into the trade school system.
That's the lottery part.
That's the lottery part.
Okay.
So you have to test. You have to have good grades and be good behavior and not have absences in school. That was the old way. Then they started the DEI stuff. And all of a sudden it wasn't like, you scored a 95 on a test out of 100 and somebody scored a 75, but we need 2 more 75s. You go on a waiting list.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
My son was on a waiting list for 6 months practically. And he
Dave, you
scored
got to
98.
listen. I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper in this. When I call on you, please promise me that you'll call me back. I got to go to a hard break, but I hope I will read.
Go. I listen to you every day.
Thank you, Busman. I appreciate you. Definitely. I'll call out to you. Dave in Bristol. Everybody make sure that you remind me of Dave in Bristol when we talk about this again, because we're going to talk about it next week as well. I'm going to get some more details. Now let's get another check of your weather with Jason Catarinas, but Mark Christopher's in your BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're southbound 91, look for delays in Hartford approaching 33 down to 32 IMB. We have a crash now in Cromwell, just south of the Route 9 interchange. And right now, we're seeing 2 lanes shut down. The right and center lane shut down. You want to stay to the left there. Northbound 91, a little slow at the Route 9 interchange. After that, good ride Hartford up into Windsor. Westbound 84 tied up. Approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush, 84 eastbound delays kick in about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley. 291, 384 okay east of the river. 2 westbound slowing exit 4 up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound delays Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Waterbury slowing 23 into the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound slowing by 18 in Waterbury against some sluggish traffic. Cheshire 26 down toward the 691 interchange. Northbound Parkway slowing approaching 59 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound New Haven slows 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Did you know that Connecticut Regional Suicide Advisory Boards that help to eliminate suicide by focusing on prevention and postvention response? Visit preventsuicidect.org to learn more. And if you or someone you know needs support, call or text 988. Amplify our mental health. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, the rest of our Thursday afternoon, lots of clouds around. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, so we may be able to catch a couple of peaks at the lunar eclipse. A chilly night, though, the low down to 35. On Friday, we'll kick in a warming trend that'll last right through the weekend. A mix of clouds and sun on Friday with the high moving up to 57. Then on Saturday, mostly cloudy, milder still, the high up to 59. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30, Hartford temperature, 53 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Waterbury police are calling it among the worst cases of abuse they've ever seen. A woman is facing charges. She kept her stepson captive in their Blake Street home for over 20 years. The now 32-year-old man was found after he set fire to the home last month in an effort to be found. The stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, facing charges including cruelty to persons. In a statement, the Connecticut Department of Children and Families says there was no record of any reports having been made to DCF. It also says reports of neglect and abuse investigated but not substantiated are expunged after 5 years. A PTO volunteer in West Hartford is charged with stealing money from the organization. Jennifer McAdam was arrested Wednesday. Police say they were alerted to financial irregularities last fall by officials at Wolcott School. Bristol police have released the name of the man killed in an early Wednesday morning crash in town. Logan Panett was 22. Police say the crash occurred at Witches Rock and Cove Roads. No word on a cause. Trump administration slashed staff at the Department of Education, firing roughly 1,300 employees as part of a long-term plan to eliminate the agency entirely. Now, State Attorney General William Tong is among other attorneys general filing suit saying the cuts are illegal. White House has withdrawn the nomination of David Weldon, former Florida congressman, to lead the CDC. Senate Health Committee announced this morning it was canceling a planned hearing. Races on to avert a government shutdown tomorrow night as Senate Democrats attempt to make their case for a shorter stopgap plan. Wall Street, another down day for the markets. The Dow shed 537 points. The Nasdaq lost 345. And the S&P was down 77 points. Men's college basketball, it's the Big East tournament quarterfinal play tonight with UConn and Villanova getting together at the Garden. Tip-off at 9:30 there. NBA, Brooklyn's at Chicago. NHL, the Bruins skate in Ottawa. Rangers are at Minnesota. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need.
40 seconds.
Bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7. And we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect to CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah. It's, what is it? Oh, it's 4:34. You know what? Let's do this.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Dumbest thing I've read today. Did you know that the guy, and again, it's like Gavin Newsom taken out of the running to be president of the United States in 2028 because of the Los Angeles fires. Well, someone who has equally a tragedy that he'll never be able to escape from. And the tragedy we're talking about is the East Palestine derailment. Remember that? Well, apparently, Pete Buttigieg has decided that he is not going to run for Senate. He instead is going to be running for president in 2028. Pete Buttigieg, or as Joe Biden likes to refer to him as Pete Booty Juice. I love it. Yes, Pete Booty Juice is going to be running for president in 2028. They're already in line. We just had an election. I told you the 2028 election started the day of, we're talking November 6th. I told you that people are going to be in the running immediately. And so it looks like Pete Buttigieg. There was rumors that Kamala Harris is running again. I don't think so. I think that's a California thing. She'll just have to run in California. Anybody who believes otherwise, I think you're sipping on something. You're sipping on a lot. You're sipping on whatever Kamala's been drinking. That's the case. Did you hear the Dorito story with DoorDash? Woo. Yeah. Oh, my God, Mayor Pete. Yeah, I know. There's no likelihood he's not a leader. No one's. This is about keeping his name out there. You know, you get introduced on the stupid shows. You know, former presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg. You know, you get that little moniker. It's almost like, it's like winning Miss Congeniality. You know, Miss Congeniality, Pete Buttigieg. That's what it's about. So I don't see anything happening there with that. But if you want to read that, go to reeseontheradio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. There's plenty of stuff there, plenty of other old stories as well. If you miss it in any time, it is right there. It goes live at 4 o'clock Eastern every day. And if you've got a stupidest story, which, by the way, people are doing, they're now sending me the stupidest things they've read all day. So I appreciate you. If I think it's up to snuff or it's the first thing that I've read, I will check it out and put it on the stupidest thing I read today. Let's get another check of our traffic and weather. Jason Catarinas and, of course, Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, sir. Who's not there yet? He's about to go. I sometimes go in a little early because he's ready at the 8s.
No, he just got caught up.
Oh, did he? Okay, maybe he just got caught up. Is somebody else pulling his ear like I do? Is that what it is?
My ear, you know what? My ear got pulled. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Hey, listen, you're an interesting person to talk to. I couldn't imagine I'm the only guy who drags you into conversations.
Yeah, my ear is it's actually bleeding right now. It was pulled so hard. If you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, southbound 91, you got delays 33 down at 32 A and B. Again, tied up from 23, or actually now 24, the Silas Dean Highway to just south of exit 22N. The Route 9 interchange, we have a crash there, and you want to stay to the left. The right and center lane shut down there, so stay left there with that crash. Northbound 91's a little slow. 21 up to 22, looking at that southbound crash. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, you're slowing about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 291 through 84, okay. 2 westbound, slowing exit 4 up to the 84 West merge. Middletown 9 northbound delays Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Heading into Waterbury 84 eastbound slowing by 18. 84 eastbound a little slow again going down the Big Hill toward the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 in Waterbury's tied up 23 to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound, look for slow traffic 3 to 5 in Danbury. Again, some slow traffic from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound on the 95, you got slow traffic 46 down to 42 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, partly cloudy tonight. Should be able to sneak a peek of the lunar eclipse. The low down to 35. Now a little milder as we make our way into Friday and the weekend. Mix of clouds and sunshine Friday, the high of 59. Saturday, mostly cloudy, mild, the high of 59 once again. Windy and warm on Sunday with plenty of clouds around, the high up to 64. Now evening rain Sunday night could lead to some flash flooding. There'll be a thunderstorm in there as well. Then occasional rain and a thunderstorm late. The low down to 52. Cloudy, cooler Monday, but still mild. The high of 56. Lots of sun on Tuesday. The high of 54. Currently, it is 50 in Mansfield. It's 45 in New London with a sea breeze. New Haven at 46 with a sea breeze and 55 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
This St. Patrick's Day weekend, let's keep our community safe from drunk driving. If you celebrate a little too much, don't rely on the luck of the Irish. Use a rideshare or designated driver. From your friends at Carter Mario Injury Lawyers.
Join us this Sunday for Tumulo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father and son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch the replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumulo Financial Retirement Planning with Integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish. And you can have them too.
And you can have it all at 2 for $6, like a Filet-O-Fish, Big Mac, 10-piece McNuggets, or large fries. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Happy birthday to us. 2 surprises for you. 2 surprises from NordVPN. 2 surprises for you.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN. We have a special birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. NordVPN is rated as excellent on PC Mag. Visit NordVPN.com and discover one of the most advanced VPNs in the world. What are the benefits? Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Receive alerts if your email address leaks to the dark web. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool. Encrypt your online traffic and browse.
Thank
you, sir. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
The self-proclaimed love child of Rush Limbaugh.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
And now, for the premiere you've all been waiting for the first time on WTIC, I bring to you Negro Nonsense.
Negro nonsense. Negro nonsense. Negro nonsense.
Negro Nonsense, brought to you by ReasoNTheRadio.com. This is a serious story about a man by the name of Shelton Snow. Shelton Snow. Back in 2014, he recorded this.
Members, brothers and sisters, listen. It's been a really busy time for me these past 4 days. I know that each of you are eager, very eager, to apply for this job vacancy announcement. And trust, after tonight, you will be able to do so. I am asking that you give me another 15 or 16 hours. Allow me to go to work and come home, provide you with an email that will be extremely crucial in the opening stages of this hiring process. There are some valuable pieces of information that I have taken a screenshot of, and I'm going to send that to you via email. Trust and believe it will be something that you will appreciate to the utmost. Keep in mind, we are trying to maximize your opportunities. And I'm doing the very best that I can with the time that I'm given. Today, when I get off at 11 o'clock, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out that email. I'm going to send it to each of you. And as you progress through the stages, refer to those images so that you will know which icons you should select.
Now, you are listening to that, and it's the first time you're hearing it. You're saying, Reese, what the hell is that? Well, Shelton Snow is a powerful figure in an organization called the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees. Again, he is a powerful figure inside the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees. What he is describing in that 2014 voicemail is the secrets to getting through to be employed at the FAA for particularly people of color. He is helping them cheat to get through the process. He sent an email to them that we finally have a hold of those emails and plenty of it. It's in the UK Daily Mail. You can read all of it. But in 2014, he, and again, a prominent figure, we're talking vice president of a particular, I guess, factions of it in certain regions, vice president and president, and in some cases, I think in 2010, he played both roles, president and vice president of a particular chapter of the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees. Back in 2014, his efforts could very well be responsible for people who were in the FAA who are unqualified. Now, you might know in 2014, the Obama administration came up with this ridiculous idea to have what's called the, I don't know, it's a biographical, how are they phrasing it? I'm sorry, I apologize. It's called some sort of biographical quiz. It's multiple choice. We got a hold of that quiz. I hold it here in my hand. The reason why I call it Negro nonsense is because this is detrimental to not just the lives of the people who are cheating, but to millions of people who are flying across our country, our cities. All of this is nonsense. I got a couple of these questions here. I want to read a couple of them to you. This biographical thing that the Obama administration had certain people pass. And this bozo was helping people cheat. Here's one. Question 37. My previous supervisor or teachers, if not previously employed, would most likely describe the speed at which I work as A, superior, B, above average, C, average, D, below average, E, don't know. That's a question on a biographical questionnaire. Number 38, my previous supervisor or teachers, if not previously employed, would most likely describe the amount of time I needed to complete assignments as, why would you need them to answer this? Do you think people would answer this honestly? It's the employer's job to contact his former employees or teachers to find out if he's qualified. Number 29, my peers would probably say that having someone criticize my performance, i.e., point out a mistake, bothers me. A, much less than most. B, somewhat less than most. C, about the same as most. Somewhat more than most. Much more than most. Those are questions that they had. Here's another one. Number 15. The high school subject in which I received my lowest grade was, listen to the multiple choice, science, math, English, history, social studies, and E, physical education. Boy, if somebody didn't do math and English, if they poured, I wonder if they hire them. I wonder if they would still hire them. I couldn't believe half this stuff. Which was the one that I said, wow? Where was my wow? Okay, here's wow. This was, as soon as I saw it, I went, wow, I wanted to mark it. Here's question number 58. Which of the following would bother you least? I'm sorry, which of the following would bother you least? A, having to make promises that I cannot keep. B, having to disappoint people who count on me. Perhaps the millions of people who count on you to get their planes in the ground, through the air, and landed. C, having to miss deadlines due to poor planning. I can't believe these are on there. D, having to take advantage of people who trust me. E, having to implement an idea that I don't agree with. Yeah. This one I didn't understand. I wrote what? I'm like, what? Number 52. How long do you think it will take to become fully effective in your job? This is the question for air traffic controllers? How long do you think it'll take before you figure out the whole plane in the air, come down safely thing? You got maybe a week, a month. Here are the multiple choices. These are there. Some people might think that I'm being too hard. This is ridiculous. This is what they replaced merit with, this stupid quiz. How long do you think it will take to become fully effective in your job? A, much longer than most. B, somewhat longer than most. C, about as long as most. D, a little less time than most. E, much less time than most. Yeah, this is exactly truth. This is all affirmative action nonsense. Somebody said that it happened under the Clinton administration too. Did it really? Because from every report that I'm reading, this was all during Obama in 2014. Here's some more of Shelton Snow. Again, telling people in this voicemail how he's going to assist them.
Now, I have a good mind to send it to one of my HR representatives first and give them the opportunity to sign off on it before you actually click it. But in the sake of time, I'm going to send it directly to you because I'm about 99.99% sure that it's exactly how you need to answer each question in order to get through the first phase. People have been getting rejection notices, and those rejection notices have been coming after about 24 to 36 hours after clicking submit.
And he is circumventing that. You people who've been getting rejection letters, we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. You got rejected because you're unqualified. Nonsense. This means nothing.
And I want to avoid that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our time and we're going to make sure that everything that we click on, and you're going to even have to go back to your resume and make some changes because one of our members and I have caught something, and we want to go back and we want to fine-tune those details. And I guarantee that will give us the very best feeling that we could ever get in applying for this job.
That's all it's about. Now, this bozo is from, or I guess he worked in Hampton, Virginia. And look, I know I'm going to sound probably a little bigoted when I say this. This is commonplace for Hampton, Virginia. It just is. It's just commonplace for folks in Hampton, okay? This is that they really do. They're just shady like this, underhanded, corrupt, and it's all racial. It's a real bigoted place. Doing something like this, it has nothing. And to think about that, for this guy who is, I guess you can only describe him as an aviator, who saw race and color, and gender for that matter, because he also wanted to make sure that women of color got these jobs, that was more important to him than the safety of the people who were in the air. The customers, everyday Americans, of all stripes.
VRAs, those that have received tentative offer letters, we want you to apply for this job anyway. Messages came back saying do not give the agency an opportunity to say they never gave you one. So apply for it anyway. For everyone else, stand by to stand by. Later on this evening, when I get home, I'm going to finish those emails, and then I'm going to go back to planning for the Black History Month program.
Of course he is. Of course he is. There he is, Shelton Snow. Now, Bob is in the chat room, and he says, so let's make every black in any position a target of accusations of being unqualified. Well, Bob, if you heard that, you're deaf. If you heard that, you are deaf. Where did you hear that? If you can find that someplace, please point it out. In no way am I suggesting that every black person in any position is a target of accusations of being unqualified. Here's what I'm saying. This guy, you know, the pro-black genius who's actually allowing people to skirt through and not be vetted, allowing them to cheat, this guy doesn't think that black people are qualified. This guy believes that they have to get a leg up. This guy believes that in order for them to become aviators or work in the FAA, they have to cheat. He's got to give them the answers because clearly he doesn't think that they can do it on their own, that they can't do it honestly. And the only reason why this even came out, because there were other people of color. One of them, a Native American, actually came forward and said, no, I will not take this information. If I get rejected, I get rejected. Now, here's a guy who's appealing to what he believes are his better angels. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. You're a minority. Take this leg up. The white man ain't going to give it to you. And that Native American said, I'm sorry. No, thank you. So please spare me with so let's make every black person in any position a target of accusations. Who did that? Sounds like you're doing that. When we do the segment Negro Nonsense, we are talking about nonsense that's happening within, it's nothing more than a slap in the face at DEI, civil rightsers, every other nonsense, quote unquote, black activist that's out there doing something stupid, saying something stupid. You think that's bad? Wait until I bring up the story about the town in Baltimore that was trying to get kids from committing crimes by giving them an 8-ounce Slurpee from 7-Eleven. Wait until you hear that story. Yeah, kids, don't rob your fellow man. Have a Slurpee. There's a reason why we call it nonsense. And in this case, in the hood, it's Negro nonsense. Negro nonsense. Negro nonsense. Negro nonsense. I'm just trying to get fired today. I'm kidding. Let's get a check of our weather with Jason Catarinas. But first, Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. How we doing, buddy?
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, good afternoon. If you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91, you're going to see delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And then you're going to get in some real heavy traffic now from exit 24 down to just after exit 22 S and N by the Route 9 interchange. We have a crash down there. And right now, looks like they've got just the right lane shut down now. They've reopened the center lane there, and you're going to squeeze around that. So once again, delays 24 down to 22, just after 22 with that crash. And you want to stay to the left there. The right lane is still shut down. Now, if you are traveling westbound, 84 delays approaching 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush, 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 291 384 is okay. 2 westbound slowing exit 4 up to the 84 west merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound, you got slow traffic from Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 southbound delays, 33 down to exit 30. The ramp to 91 northbound is heavy there because of that crash. in Cromwell. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. Westbound 84 slows from 25 up to the Mixmaster on the westbound side of 84. 84 eastbound a little slow approaching the 691 interchange in Cheshire. 84 eastbound Danbury tight 3 to 5. Again, delays 84 eastbound from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. And 95 southbound slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, the rest of our Thursday afternoon, lots of clouds around. Partly cloudy tonight. May be able to catch a glimpse of the lunar eclipse, but chilly, the low down to 35. Now, Friday, we're going to kick in a warming trend that'll last all the way through the weekend, so not as cool with a blend of clouds and sunshine for our Friday, the high of 57. Saturday, mostly cloudy but milder with the high of 59. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock, Hartford temperature 54 degrees. Under partly sunny skies. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Waterbury police say they are committed to supporting the man allegedly held captive at the hands of his stepmother for over 20 years. The 32-year-old man has been suffering long-term starvation and mental torment. Set fire to the home on Blake Street on February 17th, where he'd been held since he was 11 years old. That's so firefighters would have to save him. The fire left him critically injured. Waterbury Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo.
Obviously, he's got a lot of mental health issues that he has to deal with at this point in time. There are a lot of physical conditions that he's working on as well. I mean, here's an adult that was 5'9" and 68 pounds. There's some apparent orthopedic issues. The room was very small.
56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan charged with kidnapping, cruelty to persons, and other charges. Her attorney denies the charges. Now, Waterbury schools complain the boy may have been suffering starvation and abuse as far back as 20 years ago. They visited the family twice. After that second visit, he was pulled from the schools and disappeared entirely. DCF, in a statement, says it has combed through its records but found none pertaining to the family. Sullivan's attorney, Jake Spilka, spoke outside court earlier today.
First of all, she has denied all of these allegations extremely strongly and adamantly. But on top of that, all of these allegations speak to one specific complainant. So these allegations, there is no threat to the whole public.
Audio from WFSB. She is due back in court on March 26th. State Attorney General William Tong says Connecticut's joining another lawsuit against the Trump administration. 21 states now suing the administration to prevent the dismantling of the Department of Education.
And the idea that they are going to dismantle the Department of Education, that all of us depend on, all of our families and kids depend on, is unconscionable. And that's why we've taken action today to protect our students and our families here in Connecticut and across the country.
Now, this week, the White House said the department would be firing half its workforce on its way to a total shutdown. The state attorneys general say the administration's actions are illegal. President Trump is continuing with his tariffs on U.S. allies, now threatening a 200% tariff on alcohol from Europe. This a day after the EU threatened a 50% tariff on American booze. Pauline Mastodon is the trade group Spirits Europe and says the escalating trade war will hurt people on both sides of the Atlantic.
With tariffs of that magnitude, and I think you can say that of 50%, of 200%, for sure consumers in the end will be penalized. And they will end up paying the price.
Students in Wethersfield tell Governor Lamont and the Attorney General classmates have mixed reviews for their high school's cell phone restrictions. Students there put their phones in a numbered holder before each class. Junior Cassandra Pace says for some, the rules feed a compulsion to spend a lot of time catching up later.
The only issue that I would see that some students could possibly have
is if they're not using their phone for an hour, as soon as they get it back, that's the first thing they want to do. And then especially if you've not had it for 6 hours the whole school day, you get it back, and then that's like that's what you're focused on doing when you get home.
Last year, Connecticut's Board of Education recommended that school districts restrict student cell phone use. State lawmakers are considering writing some of those restrictions into law. Trump administration asking the Supreme Court to allow restrictions on birthright citizenship to partly take effect while the legal fight plays out.
In a series of emergency appeals today, the administration has asked the Supreme Court to allow the president to move forward with plans to end birthright citizenship. Lower courts in Maryland, Massachusetts, and Washington have resoundingly rejected the order, a move the administration argues goes too far.
Correspondent Stacey Lynn. Wall Street, the Dow down 537 points today. NASDAQ gave back 345, and the S&P was down 77 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Is your car still under warranty?
1 minute. Not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs? Ox gets it fixed? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-234-2716. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care.
Here we go.
34-2716. 800-234-2716. Or go to oxcarcare.com.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Do not forget this hour. You have an opportunity to win a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of our good friends at Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe, located in South Windsor, Vernon, and Manchester. Just give us a call at 860-522-WTIC near the end of the program, 860-522-9842. You don't even have to opine about anything. Just call up near the end of the show, and we will grab our last but not least caller of the day. So this guy, Bob J, is in the chat room. And by the way, you can join the chat room. Just go to reasonotheradio.com, friend us on Facebook, and anywhere else for that matter, so you can join in on these conversations. And Bob J is asking the question, and I'm assuming he's a proponent of the DEI programs that are being fought against or fought for in our public squares and every place you go. See, the thing that I don't seem to understand is, like, how do you argue for something in one breath you find insulting? You understand what I'm saying here? You're fighting for something you find offensive. We have to have DEI, but you can't say that you're DEI. That doesn't make any sense, which is, again, the circular firing squad that you're up against. See, DEI must happen, but dare we call somebody a DEI hire, then it's an insult. Well, if it's an insult, why would we have it? If it's a bad thing, why promote it? Why fight for it? You want black people to be insulted, or are you trying to have your cake and eat it too? I used to do that a lot. My ex-wife used to say it all the time. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too. What make think that? You want to have an affair with your girlfriend and be married to me at the same time. I would go, yeah, I guess you're right. Makes sense, dude. Just makes sense. If you want DEI, I don't want to be called out or called racist when I say you're a DEI hire. I want them to celebrate it. I want them to be happy about it. Yes, I am. I was hired exclusively for my race, sexual orientation, and or gender. Jason Catarinas is in our weather center, but Mark Christopher's got your traffic in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
I was hired because I would work for the least amount of money, so it had nothing to do with any of that. Hey, if you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, southbound 91, you got delays 33 down to 32A and B. You got slow traffic again approaching 24 in Rocky Hill. We still have the crash 91 southbound just after the Route 9 interchange. in Cromwell, and they've got the right lane blocked there, so you want to stay to the left. Northbound 91's a little bunched up between 20 and 21 as you move up into Cromwell. After that, good ride, Hartford up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is running slow, approaching 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound, you've got slow traffic about a half mile before 46 an Avenue into the tunnel. 291 through 84, okay, 2 westbound, moving slow, exit 4 up to the 84 west merge. 9 northbound, some slow traffic. Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Waterbury, slowing from 23 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound, a little tight from 17 to 18 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Danbury, tight 3 to 5. Again, 84 eastbound, slowing 8 in Danbury, out to 9 in Newtown. And again, 10 to 11 in Newtown on the eastbound side of 84. 95 South New Haven slows 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight. Going to be chilly if you're planning on heading out to try and sneak a peek at the lunar eclipse. The low down to 35. Not as cool as we head toward Friday. Clouds and sun. The high moving up to 59. A nice pleasant afternoon. A nice day on Saturday, though mostly cloudy. It'll be mild again. The high 59. A little warmer Sunday. Windy too. The high up to 64. Sunday night, some evening rain. Some of it heavy thunderstorm as well. Then occasional rain and a thunderstorm late could lead to some flash flooding. The low down to 52. And Monday, cloudy, cooler, but still mild to kick off the new week. The high of 56 for us on Monday. So right now it is 50 in Danbury, 43 in Bridgeport with the wind coming off the water. Same for New Haven at 45, 54 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil, formulated for today's engines only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $32.99 in-store only. Limits apply. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, it's Tom Shattuck. As you know, my friend Phil is doing a week in 180 weight loss. He's on week 4. He's lost around 30 pounds. My wife Alice and I lost a whole bunch of weight, and now we're on the maintenance plan, and we're losing weight again. By the way, the maintenance plan is free for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Need dental implants? Columbia Dental's prosthodontic experts specialize in placing and restoring implants for a natural, confident smile. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Listeners are always asking me about QC Kinetics and their treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. So if you're wondering if you're a good candidate, let's see if you answer yes to any of these questions. First, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? How about this question? Do you want to avoid surgery and all the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because joint pain is holding you back, whether it be walking, golfing, jogging, whatever? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I bet you're a great candidate for QC Kinetics. Give them a call right now. And by the way, that consultation, totally free. Right? They have the latest advances in regenerative medicine for you without drugs, without surgery, and without downtime. Call 860-440-PAIN. Again, 860-440-PAIN. They have offices in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury, so probably near you. And that number one more time for QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN.
Are you having trouble hearing? It can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. And we guarantee, if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychic.
Reese on the Radio is getting ready to drop some knowledge on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Drop it. We're back. It's Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. You cannot have this conversation about DEI without someone. I mean, they step in it. It's like walking through San Francisco. You're going to step in human fecal matter. You just are. I'm trying to respond to Bob J., who's in the chat room. And I want you to hear this. And then I'll go to the phones, 860-522-WTIC. This is what he writes in the chat room. DEI programs are performative at best. I'm not fighting for DEI. I'm fighting for equal employment opportunity. Okay? A perfect system of meritocracy has never existed. How would you know that? A system of meritocracy? Now, this is, I'm going to probably sound offensive, but let me preface, I am not trying to. I'm not trying to sound offensive. But that is the weakest and dumbest thing I've ever read. It's weak. Let me explain to you why it's weak. A system of meritocracy has never existed. There's no such thing as a system of meritocracy. It's not a system. This is not something that's out there ominously that everyone is adhering to. Let me explain it to you. I am not going to hire a vegan at my hamburger franchise. I'm just not. Especially if I need that employee to sell more burgers. I need it to be appealing. They may be qualified as a cashier, but if it makes them uncomfortable to work in that position, I'm not going to hire them. The person who's going to come in is going to be enthusiastic about the job. You see, what you're failing to realize is that if a person owns a business, and I'm having a strange feeling that you haven't, the person that you hire is the person who is better suited to bring in profit. And it is always based on merit. I'm not going to hire you. There is nothing in my business model that says, you know what'll get more U-Haul trucks out of here? A transgender person. No. A person who's going to get them to rent dollies, a person who's going to get them to do more miles, a person who's going to get them to buy all the additives, the furniture pads, the dollies, whatever the case, the insurance. Somebody who can sell. I don't care what they look like. I need someone who can do that job. Now, I'm not going to lie. If they come in there with a whole bunch of tattoos on their face, they dress poorly, and they have a stank attitude and don't speak English, I'm sorry. They're not going to get the job. I don't care how diverse you want my business to be. But if you want to be the diverse person in the world, dude, run a business and hire every freak show circus freak you want. You understand that? Run a business and run it any way you want. Have any freakazoid you want in that business. Do it yourself. But the fact that you would ask private businesses across the country to adhere to your model, your morally superior model, well, I just want them to have the opportunity. What? Why would you be going around telling other people what to do with their money, their business model, and their way of life? Why would you? You're the one that's telling us to get out of the way of everybody else who wants to live that they want to. If they want to be ghetto, let them be ghetto. If they want to be transgender, let them be transgender. If they want to snip their body parts off, let them do it. But when it comes to people running their business, I want to make sure that they hire everyone. Oh, you don't mind being a tyrant then? You don't mind telling people what to do with their money and their finances then? Oh, you're all in on that. Leave your friends alone, but tell the rest of us how to live and how to work and how to play. You shouldn't be buying that car. You shouldn't be living in that neighborhood. You shouldn't have all of that money. Well, that guy shouldn't have a piercing through his entire face and then expect to work at my business. Please spare me all of that nonsense. There's no such thing as DEI, my friend. It's nothing. It means nothing. Because I can go to Ebony Magazine and I can say, hey, here's my friend Craig. He's been white his whole life, and he'd like to write stories about black issues. Do you think they'll be all that diverse, equitable, and inclusionary with my white friend Craig at Ebony Magazine? I think not. So it's always a one-way street. It's really, really laughable. The argument is weak, and that's the reason why we make fun of it. Because it's stupid. We just want the best people at the job. And how about this? This is a great start. How about this? I'm just thinking that maybe this would be a great start. How about you just be better? How about you be the best? How about you apply yourself? You bust your hump and be as good as you could possibly be, and maybe you'll get a spot. Maybe people won't notice your green hair and the spike through your face. Maybe you'll be so super qualified and so gifted that the person can't turn you down. Instead of just accepting just some stupid superficial thing that you happen to bring to the whole argument, like your baby doll dress and your high heel boots, while your private parts are dangling at the problem. But we shouldn't judge. How about you just be the best at your job, like the rest of us? You know, I say this over and over again. I've said this before. When my grandmother told me when I was a kid, you know, boy, you're going to have to be 10 times better than your white counterparts. And I went, why? She goes, because the white man going to get the job before you. So you got to be 10 times better than him. I said, but that seems unfair. What should I do? She said, boy, work 10 times harder. In my head, I thought she was going to give me some excuse, like some victimization card that I was going to be able to use. She said, no. Bust your hump. You're going to have to work 10 times harder. Work 10 times harder. There are no slackers here. Sure, it's unfair, but unfair is subjective. Life ain't fair. Never has been, never will be. And if it was, who gets to be the arbiter of fairness? You? You, Bob? Who gets to tell the rest of us what's fair? And is it fair that you get to be the person to tell the rest of us? I would assume that being fair would give us all a say. But apparently it doesn't. Because as you just said, you want to make sure that everybody gets their job. I guess it's so you can sleep better at night. Try NyQuil. That's all. Try NyQuil. When we come back, our last but not least caller of the day, the number is 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. We've also got coming up a story that, again, I think I started my career at WTIC talking about, and it's a part of our a day late and a dollar short. I didn't think, when I first started that day late and a dollar short thing, I said to myself, I'm probably not going to get a lot of stuff. I probably can't do that every day. It's been every day. I got a day late and a dollar short story. It's like every prediction I'm coming up with is coming true. And this story is great. It's out of Newsweek, so we'll talk about that as well. The question of the day, if you want to opine about it, an app that allows you to report on illegal aliens in real time and then earn cryptocurrency for your efforts. So to break down how this works is that you download the app. If you see illegal activity and you assume that the person is an illegal alien, you would use that app and inform the authorities, ICE in particular, and then they would come out and should, I guess, your efforts result in deportation, arrest, or worse, for the person who's doing the crime, that is, you would get Bitcoin of some sort, or cryptocurrency of some, not Bitcoin, I apologize, cryptocurrency of some sort, if you're interested. Again, I'm not posting it, but you can look up the story yourself. It's an app that allows you, and here's the headline, app allows you to report illegals in real time, earn cryptocurrency. So if you want to look it up, you can find it yourself. I've literally lured you to it, and you can read it yourself. If you want to opine about that, would you download it? I don't. Like I said, I think what, gosh, now I'm forgetting his name, who called up earlier. I think he was 100% right, because, you know, in the wrong hands, people can abuse that. And I think swatting is a little, maybe a little extreme. I don't think that these will result in swatting. I would hope that this app would result in surveillance. I'm not too keen on that either. But like I said, I don't know the details of how far it goes. Right now, it's still going through approval. They are talking to Department of Homeland Security and ICE to see if that would be something they would be interested in. I don't know. Tomorrow, I guess we got to wait until somebody let me know in the chat room. Tomorrow, do we have to wait for the vote to happen at night for the continuing resolution? I'm almost certain it's at 6 o'clock Eastern, that vote. And I guess they're going to hash it out throughout the night, because usually if it's on a Friday, I think it's that evening that it's going to go in. Is that White Mike? Let's go to White Mike real quick before we go to break. How we doing, White Mike?
Holy cow, right away?
Yeah, man.
That's amazing.
Well, the lines are clear because I've been doing a lot of talking, and I told everybody to leave the lines alone. What do you got?
Oh, wow, I'm calling from the car. What's your topic? I have no idea what's going on.
Well, okay, so you are probably perfect for this one. There's an app that's being promoted, and it says this app will allow you to report illegals in real time and earn cryptocurrency for your efforts. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's a fire truck behind me, and I'm stuck at a light. I don't know where homeboy thinks he's going.
Are you going to move over for him? Okay.
Dude, I'm at a red light. I'm at a red light with a red no turn arrow.
Oh,
that
man.
guy's
You're
trying to kill me.
You're stuck. Okay, so again, a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Okay, so cryptocurrency could be gained if you download this app and you report on your app illegal activity by illegals, right? So according to this, let me read you a little bit of it. It's saying that the founder of this company, who has a long history in the cryptocurrency space, said to journalists that this app will help take the strain off law enforcement by letting citizens provide initial data in real time. He's currently talking to officials in the DHS and federal and local state agencies. This app, again, will allow you to film or to, sort of take photos of said alleged activity reported to these agencies and then have them investigate. If, of course, the investigation is fortuitous for them, you get cryptocurrency. What do you think of that, and are you down?
Oh, I'm heading to Home Depot with the finest of free tacos, and I'm busting everybody out. As they used to say in a certain country in the 40s in German, Ausländer raus.
So
foreigners out. They have to go.
So you would do it. You're the type of person that would take advantage of this opportunity.
Oh, yeah. And if they don't want to be separated from their families, their kids and wives and grandmas and uncles can go with them too. Get stepping across the border, Chico. Goodbye. We're not going to miss you.
Okay. Well, I see a guy like you. I could totally understand would actually be part of something like that. But a caller called in a little early, and forgive me for forgetting his name. But he said that this could be in the wrong hands, used for swatting, which we've seen a lot of that lately. And somebody said that they're, in fact, the journalist from InfoWars who was just murdered in Austin, I think there was a report that said that he was a victim of swatting before this took place. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
see, that those people who say that are the same ones that would more than likely support red flag laws and not care about some
Just keep talking. I'll play the sounder because he's not done yet.
boyfriend in because he has guns, or vice versa, crazy ex-boyfriend turning in his girlfriend. Anything can be used for swatting purposes. Nobody needs a reason to swat you.
That's true.
All they have to say is, hey, I hear that guy has dynamite in his house.
That's a good point. Speaking of those red flag laws, did you see that old Kyle Rittenhouse has become quite the advocate against red flag laws? He was in the news the other day.
He should.
Yeah,
Dude,
of course.
Red flag laws are stupid.
Yeah. Well, listen, for a guy like him and his situation, which, by the way, I implore everyone to I'll even find it so I can repost it. I did an extensive investigation into Kyle Rittenhouse and why, indeed, he was innocent. I understand why he would be an advocate for this, and I think he's properly suited for this advocacy against.
Dude, look, here's the thing, man. If I was a woman beater, right, if I beat women and I was dating a woman and we broke up and I knew she had a gun, I lived in a state with a red flag law, I just call the police and say, that crazy B word says she was going to shoot people.
Yeah.
And the state with a red flag law, they'll come disarm your victim for you. Easy peasy.
Yeah, exactly. And again, imagine what danger that puts her into if you're an animal, for that matter. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
As
please.
always,
sir.
compelling conversation. The guy just calls up on the fly, and he's always good on the air. I mean, he's a perfect guest. Let's get another check of the weather with Jason Catarinas. But first, Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, buddy.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're 91 southbound, look for delays in Hartford from 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, slow traffic from exit 25 S&N down to exit 23 West Street and Rocky Hill from an earlier accident. Northbound 91 moving well Cromwell up into Windsor. If you're traveling 84 westbound, delays 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound delays about a half mile before 46 an Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing exit 4 up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 291 384 is okay. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound. A little tight traffic now in Plainville as you move Plainville into Southington between 33 and 32 on the westbound side of 84. West 84 also slowing in Waterbury from exit 26, pretty much right up to the Mixmaster now. 84 eastbound in Waterbury, tight 17 up to exit 18. If you're 95 south in New Haven, you're slowing from 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, the rest of our Thursday afternoon, lots of clouds around. Partly cloudy tonight. May be able to catch a glimpse of the lunar eclipse, but chilly, the low down to 35. Now, Friday, we're going to kick in a warming trend that'll last all the way through the weekend, so not as cool with a blend of clouds and sunshine for our Friday, the high of 57. Saturday, mostly cloudy but milder with the high of 59. I'm meteorologist Jason Catarina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Waterbury's police chief calls it the worst treatment of humanity I have ever witnessed. Fernando Spagnolo, who has more than 30 years in law enforcement, made the comments at a news conference this morning. This after a woman, 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, allegedly held her 32-year-old stepson captive in their home for more than 20 years. The victim was found after authorities say he set fire to the Blake Street house on February 17th to escape mental and physical abuse and starvation. Sullivan was released on bond today. She's due back in court on March 26th. Bristol police have released the name of a man killed in an early morning crash on Wednesday. They say Logan Panett crashed the vehicle on Witches Rock and Cove Roads. Investigation is ongoing. Volunteer member of the Wolcott School PTO in West Hartford is charged with stealing money from the organization. Jennifer McAdam faces those charges. Police say they were alerted to the irregularities last fall. She's charged with larceny and illegal use of a payment card. Day before a shutdown deadline, Senate Democrats mounting a last-ditch protest over a Republican-led spending bill that has already passed the House. Democrats want to slap limits on President Trump and Elon Musk in their efforts to gut the federal government. Pentagon secrets leaker Jack Teixeira has pleaded guilty to military charges of obstructing justice. In his address to the judge at his court-martial today, Teixeira called himself a proud patriot and claimed he had exposed former President Joe Biden's lies about the war in Ukraine. And the two-time defending champion UConn men's basketball team begins defense of its title tonight at Madison Square Garden. The third-seeded Huskies take on number 6 Villanova in quarterfinal action of the Big East tournament. Tip-off is 9:30. Wall Street, the Dow down 537 points, NASDAQ down 345, and the S&P lost 77 points today. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If your air conditioner and furnace are over 10 years old, they've pretty much gone to the dogs. But at Ayala Home Services, we can fetch you a free furnace with our 2-for deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a new air conditioning system, you receive a free furnace. We also offer free, no-obligation estimates for these new systems. Call, click, or text and say hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. P1027768A, D10401465, E11856443, S33086999, HIC 628926, SM30044646, HOD 635, HOD 223.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Hartford Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, everybody, Will Marotta here. Happy birthday, WTIC News Talk 1080. Can I get an amen out there?
Pastor Will, baby. Oh, I miss him. He's actually going to have to cover for me real soon because I got to get the kid's graduating soon, and I got to go to his graduation, even though he's not. Can you? There's so much I can say, but I'm not going to. I'm a little mad, just a little mad. Yeah, if I could, I'm just going to say this just because I need to get it off my chest. And it is Therapy Thursday. It is, right? So I might as well get it off my chest. Let me play this. I'll play the sound.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Quite stylish.
Yeah, radiotherapist. So it's Therapy Thursdays. For those of you who don't know that, many of you do. Therapy Thursday is, it's my problem. You deal with it. So the kid, again, yes, he's my stepson. It shouldn't affect me, but it does. I kind of feel like I was part in raising him, and, I love the kid. So he got into the Citadel, which is huge. Huge deal. Plus, the bragging rights are endless. My son goes to the Citadel. Anyway, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we get a phone call that says that he wants a deferment. And so, of course, I was looking at that. I was just like, deferment? No, he cannot take a deferment. And then we heard they may not give it to him. So we're like, okay, good. Okay, all right, he went. And then we waited a week, and it turns out that the school's actually going to give him a deferment. All right, so I'm down on that, right? So I'm like, And we're trying to figure out, why would he take one? Why would he take a deferment? Right? Makes no sense. Like, why? There's no need. Take a wild guess, Roland, why the boy took a deferment to go to, we're talking one of the top military schools in the country in South Carolina, the Citadel. Why do you think that he would take a year off? We thought it was so that he can work and, make some money over the summer or, for a year abroad, maybe travel a couple of places across the country. Why do you think we found out later what was the real reason he's taking a year off?
A girl.
And just like that. That's exactly why. He's got a new girlfriend. She's the bee's knees. I made this stupid mistake. I did. I quit a career working in the music business. I was working, and in fact, I'll never forget it. I quit. I was working for the group called Diggable Planets. I was working on their second music video called This Is Where I'm From. This is the music video that came out after Cool Like That. I worked on the second. This way, if you actually check out the music video, that's me working on that. Well, I'm not on the stream, and I worked on that set. Worked with the directors on that. Worked with the staff. I was going to be in the movie making or the music video. That's where you always end up. And my first wife told me, if you love me, you'll quit and get a regular job. And I did. Quit the music business to go get a regular job. Dumbest mistake I ever made. The only reason why I'm in radio is because I left that. Yeah. Jason Catarinas has got your weather, and Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. That's their first one.
I'm cool like that.
Yeah.
Cool like that. Cool.
I worked at the record label Pendulum that they were. I worked in the same office as them. Yeah.
You gave that up for a.
I gave that up for a woman.
Man, well, nothing against women, but you had a great gig there going.
Yeah,
there,
because
mister.
and let me tell you this real quick. The reason why she got mad was because one of the extras walked up to me, a very, very attractive, tall woman, says,
right.
"Hi, are the extras supposed to be out here or on the bus?" And I said, "No, no, ma'am, on the bus." And she saw that woman and she said, "Oh hell, you got to get out of this."
Yeah, she thought, Are we supposed to be on the bus or in your office, Reese? Well, you know what, Reese? That's the problem. When you're that handsome, your lady's gonna get jealous. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, my friend. Oh well, another opportunity blown up. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 tied up 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound slowing half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue, down to the Bulkby, southbound 91 delays 33, down to 32 A and B. You got slow traffic again. It's sluggish to stop and go from 25 S&N down to exit 22 in Cromwell from a earlier accident. Northbound 91 moving very well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291, 384, okay, 2 westbound. Look out for a crash now. And that's between exit 5A and 4. The left and left center lanes are blocked there in East Hartford, so you want to stay to the right with that. 291, 384, okay, east of the river. Middletown looks okay, 9 in the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound moving into Waterbury, slow traffic, 26 up to 25 again as you approach the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. 84 eastbound Danbury delays 3 to 5. Again, 84 eastbound slowing from 8 in Danbury. Odd takes at 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway a little slow, 60 into the West Rock. And 95 southbound delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, partly cloudy tonight. Should be able to catch a glimpse of the lunar eclipse. The low down to 35. A little milder as we make our way toward the weekend and into the weekend. A mix of clouds and sun Friday. Pleasant with the high up to 59. Clear to partly cloudy in the evening Friday. Then late night low clouds roll in. The low down to 41. Mostly cloudy and mild. The high 59 again on Saturday. Cloudy, windy, and warmer for Sunday, the high 64. Sunday evening will get rain, some of it heavy, a thunderstorm as well. Then occasional rain and a thunderstorm late could lead to some flash flooding. The low down to 52. Cloudy and cooler, but still mild to kick off the new week on Monday with the high of 56. Currently, it is 43 in New London, 50 in Mansfield, 54 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
O'Reilly Veriscan is a free check engine light testing program that pulls from over 600 million vehicle scans confirmed by ASC certified technicians to provide a simple report and possible fixes available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Don't let a root canal scare you. Columbia Dental's endodontic experts provide gentle and effective root canal therapy. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumulo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father and son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch the replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumulo Financial Retirement Planning with Integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Oh, a minute.
Eating costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Get up to $250 off your print
Thank you,
purchase.
sir.
Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
We will get to the last but not least caller of the day in a minute. Just call 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Someone else has opined on the DEI conversation. He's in the chat room. His name is Donald M. So, Donald, if before I say anything, just do me a favor. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat room if you're still there. If you're just, jumping in and then made the comment and then left, then this will be wasted conversation. So I want to make sure that you're at least in the chat room so that when I give you this answer, you don't miss it. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. So, like I said, tomorrow, Friday, we've got the airing of grievances. Don't forget that.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
And I've got one that's on our, somebody called on our website that's got a great one about Chris Murphy. I'm going to air that tomorrow. So we'll air that tomorrow. It's great. So I'll have that in the can yesterday. Okay, so Don, you're there. Okay, Don, well, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm making sure that it's the right person. So you are there. So Don, I need you to break this down. So I'm going to read your question so that people know what I'm talking about, and then I'll get to the phone calls afterwards. I hope this helps you. Don writes, do I have to remind you that racism exists and that there are white people who discriminate against people of color? Do you actually believe a racist from Human Resources would give a job to a person of color over a white applicant? No. I don't believe any of that. Nor is that the premise of anything that I do. That's the premise of yours. That's the problem. Do you understand that if you're looking for racism, it exists everywhere you look. If you're looking for it, you'll find it in anything. So listen to your question, and you wrote it. I didn't extort you into it. I didn't persuade you into asking it. Listen to your question. I'll break it down. Do I have to remind you that racism exists? Of course not. I know it exists. The problem with you is that you think it's everywhere, so therefore everyone is guilty of it. You don't know that. You have no evidence, no empirical evidence to support that racism exists in the hiring process at any company, because you don't work at all of them. It's like saying you know the wants, needs, and desires of every black person because you happen to be black. That would be saying that every black person is made in a factory with the same thoughts and dreams. Now, we know that's not true. I know you like to think that it's true, but it isn't. You see how you and I disagree? We're not cut from the same cloth. We just share the same skin color. In fact, I'm a little darker than you. Nonetheless, to the second part, do you actually believe a racist from Human Resources? Who's the racist? You're presuming that anybody who works in a racist at Human Resources would not hire a person of color. That doesn't mean that you get to suggest or label that to every person in Human Resources. You're asking me to look at everyone else with a broad stroke about an isolated incident. If there is a racist Human Resources director who didn't hire someone based on race, that person you deal with. We do not then say that every person who works in Human Resources is a racist. That would be like saying I got robbed by a black guy, so all black people rob. If it would be silly for me to say that, it's silly for you to suggest the same in Human Resources. See how that works? But see, this is what we called the permissible bigotry. See, when it suits you, you could say all people in a particular group. You could say all cops are racist. You could say all Christians or all Catholic priests are molesting children. You could say that all conservatives are racist. You could paint that. But if you say that all Mexicans are illegal, you say, bigot! All blacks are thieves. How dare you? So if you can apply that to everybody, we'll apply it to you. It's not so fun when it comes back at you. So how about this? You just say the racists we deal with and not indict everybody else. We don't all of a sudden suggest that everybody needs to get a job because you see 1 or 2 or maybe even 100 people who may be bigoted. And again, I go back to my original point. A private business can do whatever the hell they want with their business. Nobody's going to make you do anything. If you start a business, nobody's going to direct you or force you to do what they want you to do at your business. Imagine people come in and say, you know what, you don't have enough little people working here. You demand that you do it. If you're like me and you have a problem and are uncomfortable around little people, and I am, I'm sorry. It's not that I'm bigoted in any way. I have a phobia. Just there's nothing against them. I'm just, again, it's a physical thing. But nobody's going to force me to have to hire them so that I meet some sort of ridiculous quota that you arbitrarily put here and there and anywhere. That's dumb. You wouldn't adhere to that. Why would we make anybody else? And again, also all I'm trying to say is why would you apply to everyone else what you would never apply or allow for yourself? Never. And it's usually sitting someplace where you don't have to do it. Not owning a business, not owning a corporation, not having to answer to shareholders. Sitting on your perch as you look down on everybody else, morally, telling them how they're supposed to behave. This has nothing to do with you, Don, but I say this all the time. I never take advice from poor people. I just don't. Unless I'm looking for the advice on how to remain poor. They've got loads of info on that. I would never take business advice from people who never owned one. Never. And I would never take moral advice from people who have no morals, especially when they believe that they have the moral authority over others and think that they can apply their morals to every other facet of life. Who does that? Who would even dream of it? Now to the phones we go. 860-522-WTIC. Tom is in Thomaston. How we doing, Tom?
Hey, I'm doing well. There should be a new law that you can't comment on hiring in business unless you own your own business.
Indeed.
Because then you know the real deal. Hey, that call about or the talk about your stepson in the Citadel.
Yeah.
It was really fascinating me, and it made me do a deep dive. Only about a third go actually into the military. Why would you go 4 years with all that military discipline and then not go into the military?
And that's crazy that you would. I didn't even know that. This is one of the top tier military schools, and only a third go into the military?
Yeah, because it's not required. It's
oh,
not
that's
like,
right. Yeah, it's not like West Point, right? Which was, again, his first, that was his first, I guess his first choice was to go to West Point, and he got into the Citadel, but he does want to join the military. But I don't know.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
That's the other thing. He wants a deferment, but if he goes into the military, he's probably going to go overseas and if he's a young kid and not married, he's not going to be able to bring his girlfriend. So he's going to be away for her anyway.
Exactly my point. I'm trying to listen to me, Tom. I'm trying to stay out of it, man. But you have no idea. You know what I am? I'm like the guy. Remember when you were kids and you would race your friend and you'd be that one person that's humping back and forth before they say ready, set, go? I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Every time my wife brings it up, I'm literally in the jump position. I'm going, let me in, coach. Let me in. I swear to God, I'll straighten this kid out. But I can't do anything.
That was so confusing to me. I had to call you and ask you.
And I'm glad you did.
Yeah, good luck to him if he goes into the military. I hope he has a good career.
Yeah, me too, man. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. Again, my whole point was, right? It's my problem. You deal with it. That's exactly what Therapy Thursday is. Thank you, Tom.
Hey.
All right, Tony is in Hebron. Hello, Tony.
Hey, did they ever identify the two people that were giving the ICE locations away?
I didn't hear anything about that. I know that there were stories about that, but I don't know if they've ever even reported on finding the individuals. And we were talking about the people who were doing it, like putting up. I think were they on social media doing it?
No, they did say they arrested 2 people from Homeland Security.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm missing. I may be confused about which story that is, but let me look it up, and then at least I can be abreast of it.
They were leaking away. They were in Boston.
Oh,
today.
you're talking. Oh, you're talking about people who were inside the government who were like, yes, you're absolutely right. Christy Nome has referred them to Pam Bondi, and I don't think they identified who they were. They said that they did identify them, Carmela is saying in the chat room, but I don't think they revealed them to the public. That may not be the case.
I hope they prosecute them.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. All right, 860-522-WTIC. Be the last but not least caller of the day. We still got a couple of lines that are open. Adam is in East Hartford. How are you, Adam?
Hey, good afternoon, Reese. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good, sir. What's up?
Who was asleep at the wheel, either DCF or the Waterbury Police, and what happened to that young man, huh?
Oh, goodness gracious. Look, there was one witness yesterday, I heard John Vila talking about it. It may have been earlier today, where a woman who's a next-door neighbor saw him as a child outside, and he smiled, and the woman thought nothing of it. But who would? And look, I'll tell you, this has kind of bothered me for a little bit. A couple of years back in 2008, I did a show, and I was talking about how one of the biggest problems we have as a society is that in our neighborhoods, we don't know our next-door neighbors. We know them flippantly. Like, my next-door neighbor is a woman by the name of Priscilla, and we watch her dog often. My neighbors across the street, Andrew and Al and Hannah, we all, commune all the time. That was my first thing to do when I bought my house, was that I wanted to know who my neighbors were, because it's just a lost thing. And here for 20 years, though, that boy lived in that house, and I think Roland said that he only weighed 68 pounds.
I don't know how that's possible.
That's what I said. That's what we were both shaking our heads, going, at 30-something, 68 pounds. I mean, that's the size of maybe a preteen.
Yeah, I can't believe she started them like that,
Yeah, this is going to, the ramifications of this story, because it's gone national. More details are to come. I kid you not. I'm sure we're going to find out very, very sordid details of this in the coming days.
Congratulations, whoever won the bagels, but have a great night.
You got it, sir. You got it. And speaking of that, I'm going to have to go to them right now. It looks like Mike in Thomaston is going to be our last but not least caller of the day.
I want to donate them to the food bank in Torrington.
Hey, without a doubt, that's absolutely fine. We'll make sure that we'll get all that information to get them to, I guess, Karen Thomas at the Friendly Hands Food Bank.
Yep,
you got it. Anyway, did you want to jump in?
Yeah. Like the DCF actually put out a little bit earlier that neither current or historical records are available for that specific case with this Sullivan chick.
Now, according to it, the last time DCF had any interactions with them, are we talking 20, 18, 15 years ago? How long ago was it when they had their last contact, if any?
Apparently, school started complaining. DCF went to the house apparently twice, or made contact twice. They pulled him out of school, and he just disappeared.
Wow.
And now DCF is saying that we have no records of this case, but the school administrators
still had records?
Yeah.
Wow. Bill P is in the chat room. He says he was 5'9" at 68 pounds. Wow.
Yeah. So he probably looked like one of those starving children we see on the commercials.
Right. Oh, no, the Sally Struthers thing. Absolutely, sir. Wow. Damn. Like I said,
think about it. He was all bones and skin.
Yeah, man, indeed. Oh, poor kid. Well, grown man now, but poor kid nonetheless. All right, we'll put you on hold. We'll make sure that we can get those bagels out to Karen Thomas at the Friendly Hands Food Bank. Of course, that's Mike in Thomaston, who is our last but not least caller of the day and the winner of the dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds. I'm going to try again to reach out to Jeff. I'm going to talk to him about that, what's the name, that 180, and see if I can get on that program. The gut's working. Anyway, that's our show. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. He is Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Good night, Mark.
Hey, Reese, have a great night. If you are heading into Hartford right now, westbound.
All right, good sir.
5A and
Thank
4.
you.
The two
We'll
left
find
lanes
out what
blocks. You
happens
wanna
with
stay
the
to the right
Hartford
there as you
schools. It
approach
looks like they're
the
reaching
84
out to
West
everybody
Virgin
now.
East Hartford.
Okay, trying to get the story straight.
Yeah, they better.
Be a little sluggish again from 23 in Rocky Hill down.
All right, see you mañana.
All right, mañana
North
it is.
91 moving
Yes, sir.
through downtown up into Windsor. Westbound 84 tied up 56 Governor Street out to 45.
5'9", 68 pound, emaciated near death, Polly. Yeah, that's a 7-year-old can be 60 pounds and 4 feet. Wow, Polly. That's incredible. I don't know. This story's going to be so. It's one of those stories that you kind of hope there aren't any more details because it's already bad. It's already a horrible story. But if the details start emerging, more than likely, like if he speaks or does an interview, imagine, damn. Anyway. All right, folks, we will get out of here. We will be back tomorrow, airing of Grievance Friday. Yeah, God bless you guys too. All right, be good to each other. See you then.